Matter of fact, let me do that share shit as soon as we get live. We are live. Huh. But he was talking about not, your shit being packaged wanting your shit packaged a certain way. So he had other fellow artists that will say to him, they ask him all these different questions about why he not releasing this, that, and other. He said, nah, I just need this packaged a certain type of way. And people tell him, man, no, you don't. Right. just put that out and then you can swing back around later or whatever. And I said, now see, I've been on two sides of that coin too, because I've seen the difference with a month building demand. I've seen the difference. And dropping spontaneous. There's a difference. There's an absolute difference in performance and awareness from your audience. And see, when you got a big crowd, a big, huge audience, you can do that spontaneous bullshit.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of other people that's going to do your promotion for you.
Facts.
Blogs, fucking articles, even news outlets will comment, such and such just released, Jay-Z just released the song. Right. I don't have that. Like, I'm doing what I can do to try to reach my 20,000 people.
Sure.
That's all not on at the same time. They're not on it at the it's
I'm really upset because I just realized that I can't say what I wanted to say.
Oh, about
damn it. And I'm probably gonna forget later.
Oh man, you might want to write it down.
Yeah,
that sounds crazy, but guess what? I'm telling you, the older you get, the more sense that's gonna make. The more sense that's going to make.
This is stupid. All right, hold up. Let me. All right, got that. Get out my face. Get out my face. Get out my face. There we go. What is it? Is that you typing?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think was going on over here?
I have no idea. I'm like, what the fuck? What is going on?
I was typing rather slow too. Like,
that's why it like took me a bit, because I'm like, that don't sound like how he types. Oh yeah, I need to find out. Speaking of having things while you're recording that you want to find out and then you forget when you finish recording to look them up. I was recording the movie joint yesterday. Not yesterday.
For real?
Thursday with Chris, and I had a question that I wanted to find out, but I couldn't find out at the time. With need to see if Ryan Reynolds.
I saw this video technique I wanted to try too.
Jason Bateman. What type of?
So
The Change Up. Yes, that's one of my favorite movies. How do I forget that? Okay, anyway, shut up.
You know.
No, there's nothing to do with age. I promise you.
One of your favorite movies.
Terrible memory.
I told my mom that before. She keeps thinking it's because she's getting older now. I'm sure that contributes.
Sure.
To the further deterioration. I said, Mom, you always take it from somebody that's known you for at least 45 years. I say 45 because that first 6 years, shit. But I mean, but
you're not reliable now.
Not at all. Not at all. But the technique I saw on this video, this guy had these 5 techniques, music video shots and scenes and shit.
You talking about YC Imaging?
No, but he was in the video.
Really?
He was in that video. He was
funny.
in that video
because
it was a white guy that was the white guy's channel. He was literally he modeled, I guess, in that video that was doing, but
interesting.
It was the whole shadow silhouette type move where you put the light 90 degrees like right there.
Yeah.
So and your face blocks it, and then you put the camera right there, so it sees the light halo and the outline of your face.
Yeah.
And your lips moving and all that, but then you can also add like little smoke. I forget they added some aerosol shit or whatever in the air to give it that smoky look. I think that'd be a dope ass scene for like one of the little short 16 whatever's. I think that'd be dope.
Word. Goodness. I don't know. It's all a lot. And I am absolutely
overwhelmed. I understand.
Well, I don't even know if that's the answer. I legitimately feel like I've never been. I feel like I'm in a rare creative
your renaissance.
Listen, I might be, and it's exciting and terrifying at the same time.
Nigga, I said that in the rap before about being a renaissance, cause I felt like that. Like, nigga, I rap, I do YouTube videos, I do all this other shit. Like, which you do, which I do more before 9 a.m. most of you motherfuckers do your entire careers. What are you doing? What are you doing over there?
It's like I don't know. I don't want it to be a situation where I put the wrong amount of focus into
yo. You know what? I think it can be a great way not to get burned out, to have that many irons in the fire, because when you talk, you got a little frustrated with one, go to the other, just start working on it. And that way it keeps you from just constantly but it is a balance. It's a balance.
Nigga. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, all right, so 2 months ago, maybe, out of everything that I do, editing photos was like, that's where this is my home. This is my safe space.
It's the base, right?
Sitting right here with YouTube on this screen and Lightroom and Photoshop on this screen.
Right.
And just go.
That was your default state.
Yeah. But as of recent,
no, I'm gonna tell you
the
what
last
it is.
4 photo shoots I've done.
They've been awesome though. Like the results of them were awesome. You know what I think? I think it's just a phase, and then you'll go right back to the default. Mostly because you've been doing it for a while, but not forever. Yeah. So I think it's just one of those early little phases where, like, I just don't feel like default right now. It'll go back to just like rap always went back to that for me. Like, no matter what the other stuff I was doing, it always eventually swings back around to beat surfing. To buy some damn, I'm saying it always goes out no matter how much other stuff I'm doing. And to be honest, I think I believe that I am less productive on the creativity side as far as being a personality now, but I'm doing more things now. Yeah. Somehow, like it like before, it was all about me being in front of the camera, this, that, and other, in front of the mic. That's me, blah, blah, blah. And now it's probably more evenly balanced now. Yeah. It's probably more even because mainly like just doing the production on Rise shit. Right. So Sunday is just the beginning of that week for me. Yes. Right. Sunday's just the beginning because I got to get the footage and then make the promotional stuff and all of that. So that continues throughout the course of the week, maybe, as long as nothing goes wrong. Right. Like what happened last week. Oh, we need y'all to put that on. Okay. Yeah. See what I'm saying? So that sort of thing, right? But I'm thinking that comes with the territory with that. But it's been swinging back around to the music shit. I always tell people, just because I ain't released nothing, don't mean I wasn't making anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you also need to release something.
Yeah, well, that's true. But I feel like I told you before, I feel like one of the good things about being an indie is I don't have record executive number such and such breathing down my throat going, put it out now. That's also one of the bad things, though.
Yeah.
That's one of the bad things.
But that happened with I said that on one of my songs. I was like, I don't see how niggas do this after signing on that dotted line.
Me either.
Like, bro, I couldn't.
But you know what? Maybe I can understand to a degree because back when I had those expectations for myself, no, just gotta go out. You'd be surprised what you could do in the last minute.
And also, when they sign that line, that's pretty much all they doing right then and there.
Yeah, they're not doing anything else. As a matter of fact, they're not even setting up scheduling for others.
Right.
It's other people. Yo, you gotta be here. Yo, you gotta be here.
That's true.
You gotta be there. True. So it's like that's one of the things I always say. It's the difference between an independent artist and a dependent artist.
Yeah,
an artist that's dependent on an infrastructure from a record company and all of that. They have some ways they have it better, and other ways they don't. You know, it's just I think if the indie makes the right moves, he'll wind up making more money than the guy signed, because if he made the right moves, he got a substantial enough audience that that money goes straight to him. It doesn't go through any middleman, none of that shit. None of that. And believe me, that shit matters. That shit matters. You know, all that shit matters. Them fucking record companies will just suck the life out of everything. Mm-hmm. And by life, I mean money.
Listen, absolutely.
Suck the nigga. By the time you get that fucking invoice, the quarterly invoice, and go, you made $100,000. You sitting there going, yes, but you owe blah blah. We took this out, this out for that, this out for that. So here's what you get. Here's what you get, nigga. Here's what
your
you get.
Cut is 25.
That shit.
What the fuck you mean?
And you know what? And the bad thing is, right? So say it's every 3 months, you get 25,000. Now to somebody,
that's not bad,
right? But the problem comes because you looked at the invoice, and you saw how much is leaving, and now
in a bunch of cases you didn't pay attention or realize that this would be the case, so your lifestyle has changed.
Yup.
And now it's like, oh shit, what am I supposed to? How
am I supposed to take care of all this stuff? But see, that's why, yo, I never tripped when I saw when you said your MTV Cribs thing, and they went to Redman's crib. To me, that made perfect sense. Like, yo, get your money, bro, and don't spend it on some dumb shit where if this disappears, you're caught in the lurch, because that looks terrible when these outlets and gossip magazines is posting about how you lost that big ass mansion. That looks terrible. Absolutely. So that having a little apartment in there where basically that's where he laid his head. Most other time, he was on tour or some shit like that, and they had a little studio in there. Yo, and nigga, that's it. It's not like he had a whole like a family unit. Him, his wife, no. Right there, you do that, grind, make the money, and don't have all these expenses just to show off. And the best thing about an artist like him is nobody sees him and expects him to be flossing. Nobody sees him. Nigga, he flosses with
Reggie
this.
Right,
Reggie floss with this. He shine with that.
Yeah.
You don't expect him to have the most jewelry, big dumb car. That's what he show off.
Facts. Yeah. Like I said, just give me my land, my nice kitchen, my bowling alley. Just one lane. Just 2 lanes. Just 2 lanes. That's all I need.
You know what's sad? when I sit and think about the stuff that I would consider to be frivolous, it come right back around to the content. Yeah, y'all need that studio in my house for more work.
Oh yeah, no, I need.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing. Like, I don't have. I'm sitting there seriously trying to think of something else frivolous. I can't think of nothing else that I want.
Yeah.
Okay, I just thought of something. A small movie theater in there would be fire because you would get the big screen experience without having to deal with you COVID zombies.
Oh God.
You know what I'm saying?
I just need a projector. I don't need
because you can use a wall for that.
Yeah,
but if it's one room that's specifically for that and you got like the seating in there, I've seen that's your family nestles in there to watch.
Yo, it's gonna be a 10 person max.
Yeah, it's not. That's it. We ain't playing them games. Yeah. We ain't playing them games. But that I might get behind because I would probably use that for video game. So, you know what I'm saying? I would imagine No Man's Sky on that.
Nigga.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What, man?
Yeah. I think that's the only but everything else that would be considered frivolous for me folds back around into the work. I need a green screen room. I need this focus back around to this shit.
Yeah,
and that's sad.
I mean, listen, it is what it is. It's called obsession. That's what it is. Yeah, it's called obsession.
Pretty much obsession for men.
But I mean, the bowling alley kind of does for me. It's really just a play because, like I said, right now, this is where I go to decompress.
Right. Oh, it's too dark.
What's going on, Jonathan?
What's up, Jonathan?
Like I said, right now, this is where I go to decompress.
Facts.
In that event, I would have something that I could just clear my mind and decompress.
Right.
Versus still being in the thick of content.
Yeah. And I think the way I usually do that, I can't even say that. You know, I take them walks.
Reps.
Yeah, I either writing reps.
See? Nope.
Or damn, I should have my camera now because I'm saying something.
See?
Yeah,
nope.
there's no escape.
I need something that is not scenic in any way. I'm used to. And what's going on?
What's up, Ken?
Not scenic in any way. I'm used to it. I can have. There's a specific intention for me to be there. There's an activity that I'm doing to get my mind off of other things. Like that's what the bowling lanes do. For me.
I envy you. I literally don't have maybe video games when I play. But even
video games. Maybe video games.
Know what the problem with that is though? I be recording and taking screenshots of the videos and shit.
Yes, you do.
Yo, you know how much I got? Probably gigabytes upon gigabytes of shit.
I only take screenshots to show y'all.
Right. And I'm still taking, for those of you that are just coming to the live stream, we're talking about is this obsession. We sitting up here thinking about what we consider to be a frivolous endeavor. If we had a lot of money, made a lot of money or something, what we would do. So for SBJ, for him, he wants, if he get a big enough, he just want land, a nice kitchen, right? And a bowling alley.
Yep.
So two lanes. So I'm sitting here trying to think, if I was in the same position, right, what would be the frivolous stuff? And everything that I think of that I'm thinking is frivolous, it circles back around to the work. It circles right back around to podcasting, vlogging, music, over and over and over and over again. I can't even play a goddamn video game now without, I better screen capture this because I might want to upload it. Like, yo, this shit is ridiculous. And a lot of times I don't even do it. Like, I have so many videos of gameplay with epic music in the background and all that. And no.
My friend, you have issues.
Yo, hell yeah. Issues number 1 through 20.
Okay, all right. You know we're not doing this. All right, let's get the show on the road.
Get the show on the road. All right, let's do this. Get this intro out the way. Welcome everyone to the Black Culture Geeks podcast. This is my man SPJ. And I am Tombstone the Dead Man, and we are just a couple of geeks talking about pop culture from a black perspective. Facts indeed. Now, we have a whole bunch of stuff to get to today. A whole bunch of stuff. We might not get to all. It just depends on how the conversation goes. Y'all know how we do. But I don't know. Will we be fussing this episode a lot?
I will. Not a lot, but I will be fussing.
Well, fussing's always entertaining too. But I know we have a today in history, but I kind of want to just go over some pet peeves from this week and one good thing.
Okay.
I guess I should do the pet peeve first.
Yeah, probably. It makes sense.
Yo, Comcast. Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Ooh.
You know, years ago we dealt with Comcast and we stopped dealing with them because their customer service was bullshit.
Garbino.
And when I mean bullshit, I don't just mean not responsive. No, because that's bad enough. I'm talking arrogant. I'm talking spicy.
Oh.
Sassy even. When you talk to these motherfuckers on the phone about an issue you have with the service they're providing that you're paying for.
Right.
And they would have the audacity, the unmitigated gall to try to minimize that shit and giggle and laugh. You thought you had a lot of giggle in your voice. So we told them, fuck you. Fuck out of here. We're going to go with Verizon. And went with Verizon for a lot of years after that. And to be honest, it wasn't bad. It wasn't. I mean, just like any company, has any subscription service type thing, there's going to be issues with the tech that you got to get addressed and all of that shit. Right. But overall, the experience was a lot more customer friendly with Verizon than it was with Comcast. So we moved from Asgard being Laurel, Maryland, the Russet community. And we come to a new space in College Park. And to be honest with you, I don't even remember why we chose on Comcast, but I do think it has something to do with the deal they offered was kind of crazy. And a conversation was had where they admitted that the old shit that they was on was bullshit, like because they had different people running it or whatever the situation is. Hard to remember that shit. Whatever it was, they convinced us. So we went and we got it. And then we saw all the new things they had as far as features.
Yeah.
Dope as fuck. Speaking all into the remote control. This is dope. This is fire. And we was like, oh, okay, maybe they've changed. So, what we have been discovering, though, as we have got the fastest internet speed that you can get here in the bullshit United States, we brought that shit up on one other show. I'm not going to go in there again. 15th, though. 15th in the developed world, right? As far as Wi-Fi speed, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. So, we've been having drops in service, the internet service. Like, it just goes away. Like, what the fuck? You're in the middle of doing something, and it goes away. The way I make my money is through the internet. So I need this to be working consistently and not fucking up, right?
Yeah.
So what the fuck is going on? So first, we figure shit happens. It's technology. Technology fails, has flaws, things interrupted, whatever. They'll get on it. But it's still happening more frequently. A lot more frequently. So after this last couple of storms, I know there are people that are going to be tempted to say, oh, it had to be the ice. No. Because before all of those storms, it was doing that bullshit. And it was trash. Absolutely trash. So Comcast, you managed to get a good almost 2 years all of us and not really be fucking up like that. I caution you to avoid losing an account and getting cussed the fuck out to boot. Tighten your shit up because there's no excuse for that. And I'm not just talking about issues locally with our shit. This was outages in the area. Do something. People was paying money. And the longer that shit keeps happening, you're going to start owing. You're going to have to start giving people shit to make up for it. Because that whole, stuff happens not when people paying.
Right.
So you either going to have to deduct something. Right. You can't keep doing that. So yeah, that irritated the fuck out of me. And this is the other thing that irritated me this week. The same thing that irritated me last week. The fucking weather. I need this to be over.
Yo, you ain't the only one.
I need this shit to be over. And I'm in before those of you that live in the areas that get 18 feet of snow every 3 days, telling you I don't care.
No, yeah.
Because it's inconveniencing me and I don't like it.
That's the issue.
That is the issue. And guess what I wouldn't like either? That 18 foot of snow you tolerate.
Oh,
I wouldn't up with that. I wouldn't up with that. I wouldn't tolerate that either. You know what I'm saying? So you just because you may have it that's why I said it, marginally worse.
No, B. Okay. I was with you until you decided to undersell the huge difference.
It's on the margin. You know what I'm saying? But,
it's a large margin.
Yeah, okay, but it's still a margin because you have marginally worse. You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't mean that I'm going to like it any less than you do. You obviously enjoy it because you stayed there for it. So it don't hit the same.
Again,
You don't hit the same. You know, you don't hit the same.
Your latest argument needs a patch.
You have an option to not be. A lot of you have an option.
Yeah,
not everybody.
Okay, sure.
You have an option not to be there.
Nah,
you have an option not to be there. There's some place you can go in the country at least. I ain't saying you got to go to Bali. I'm not saying that. I'm saying somebody's got 18 foot 8. Yo, don't you think that's a bit extreme? Like folks that live in Hurricane Alley, don't you think that's a bit extreme? Look at Ken bragging about Ken down there in South America. Look, year-round average temperature here is 72 degrees. The city of eternal spring. I hate everything. I hate everything. Like I hate everything. Yo, that's gotta go. Like I'm that's it with winter. That's it with winter. I'm over it. I'm over it. It's time for some warm shit. It's time for me to be able to actually sit out in my backyard again. It's time for me to be able to take walks and shit. No, nigga, somebody gotta do something.
Okay. Well, Monday is supposed to snow.
Nah, we not doing. Hold up. Every time I turn around, he over there with the shenanigans.
No, I'm just saying. Monday, sun and clouds. Oh no, that's today. My bad. Hold on. Monday.
Listen, I see Monday 98%, right? But peep the game. The high is 40.
In the morning will give way to rain.
High is 41 degrees, right? So
yeah, but you don't like rain either.
No, I don't. But you know what? I would like rain a lot better. I would like rain a lot better, and it's 80 degrees. When it's 75 or 80 degrees, I do that. Okay. All right. Look, I want to go live somewhere near a rainforest anyway, or someplace tropical. I'm expecting the rain as long as it's warm. Cold rain is trash.
It's saying that the snow accumulation is 1 to 3 inches, though.
Nah, that's where you at. You further up north than I am right now. So
yeah, like 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Look, 30 minutes makes a big difference. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, kind of. Not okay, whatever.
But the good thing this week is that No Man's Sky released a new DLC update called Companions. Now, to be clear with you guys, this is actually considered by them to be a small update. Small. Now, I got to give these guys their flowers. You know why? Because motherfuckers have been putting coal in their stockings for at least 3 of the 4 years it's been around, right? And with good reason. You know, like you can't just pull that bullshit early on and then expect people to just get over it. They're not going to. And the trust factor is gone.
Right.
So you got to rebuild that back. But I got to say, they did. They listen. In this new DLC, you are finally allowed to I wouldn't say capture, I would say adopt, befriend
that's the
wildlife.
Nomenclature.
Right.
The nomenclature in the game is adopt.
Yeah. So the thing about that is, in this game, people have wanted that feature for a while.
Bruh.
Because every time you go to a planet, it's animals and shit on the planet. You might find something cool. Yo, this should hang around. Come hang with me on these other planets and shit, right? So people been wanting that for a while. And they gave it to them. As a matter of fact, damn near everything originally told by us that this game was supposed to have, it has now. Everything. And they keep increasing the diversity of biomes, and the diversity of creatures on there. So the more this grows, they keep adding to the code for the spontaneous generation shit. The more randomized this is going to look, which is kind of life. Life is kind of random and kind of not.
I'm flabbergasted by
everything you could do with it, from everything from breeding it and then gene splicing the offspring.
Just the idea that adding an entire game mechanic is a small update.
That's a small. Yo, the thing is, there are games where that is the selling point.
Right.
That alone, just that. And it's going to be people, what they're basically creating is a sandbox universe with a bunch of features. Choose your adventure.
Basically, because this creates a new marketplace.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you can trade eggs with other people.
Right.
So
there'll be some people that will play this game just for that mechanic. Because I found myself engrossed in the idea of searching for different animals and go. Now, right now they got a cap of 6, but you know that cap's gonna go up. You know it's gonna go up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a technique to it already. So I've been watching people make videos about it already. So that shit is dope. And I'm here to tell you right now, if at some point this year, when they do their big one, and we get cities, like actual cities, because right now, the way they have structures on these planets, it started out with these little small buildings that might be anywhere from the size of a house to maybe half of a city block, depending on where you what planet you land, what area of the planet you're on. And they were sprinkled and scattered out across these different worlds. It wasn't nothing serious. And of course, there is the base building mechanic that they keep extending and making larger as well, right? But if we get to the point where we can go and find worlds that have cities with NPCs just doing their thing, because certain mechanics is already in there. The base building, that's already in there. The randomized nature of NPCs flying in with ships at these bases, just then go about doing their business. They already got that mechanic in. So it shouldn't be shit to make these cities look busy. So, NPCs flying above with spaceships and all that shit. This shouldn't be shit to do.
Right.
And listen, the standard for what can be considered a functioning city in video games is still not at the level of an actual city yet. So it's not like it's a whole lot of mechanics they have to put in there for us to be cool with. We played Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's probably the zenith right now.
Right about now, and basically the things you could there was stuff you could do within the city, like drive around, right? You could get a haircut.
You can go buy guns,
food, buy guns, buy boats,
go to a strip club,
movie theater. There was golfing. You can play tennis.
You can buy cars.
shit like that. So these are just a handful of things. This a city, our actual city, has way more shit in it than just that, right? So all they need to do is put a few mechanics in there, some of which they already have, and that shit is going to be fire. So for any of these other spacefaring games, if you're looking for a model, at least when it comes to making like this whole sandbox thing, No Man's Sky is the model.
Yeah,
they're the model. Now, now they could. There's always things you could improve upon.
Of course,
this month they had an event, the Xeno Threat event, in Star Citizen, and that was dope that they did it because it needs events. Sandbox, it's cool. Have a little sandbox right there where you can fly to and fro, and there's a few activities in there. But in a space type thing, there should be events taking place.
Yeah, No Man's Sky has events.
Right. It has events.
Weekend events.
Right. But these events are usually collecting shit.
Yeah.
Where I'm talking events like in the Xenothreat event, there was literally a group of pirates with a fleet harassing the system.
I think that's one of the things with No Man's Sky. It doesn't really have a robust combat system.
Yeah. But don't get me wrong, the space, the dogfighting in space is cool.
Yeah,
I don't know how much more they could. It's probably more they could do, but you can fly around, you maneuver your ship. You have various different types of weapons to use. You have shields, and the issue though is the ground fighting, like the PvP comes to the individuals. Like you literally, it's almost non-existent.
Yeah, right? Pretty much.
It's almost non-existent.
I mean, you could turn on the ability to hurt each other.
Yeah, you can do that.
It's
like, and I'm gonna tell you, it needs these three things for me, where I won't hear any No Man's Sky slander from anybody. We get cities. They have more elaborate events taking place, and multi-crew ships.
Oh,
if they do that shit, I won't hear any slander from them, because graphically, they've raised the bar. And no, it's not photorealistic, but it's supposed to be. It's arcadey goodness.
Yes,
arcadey, which is good enough, because as long as it looks like solid, that's good enough. Yeah, I love the sunsets. Them sunsets are the programming they did to get the landscapes to look more realistic, to be spread out more. So when you stand, just the height of some of those mountains, they fixed that. Because for a while it didn't feel like a mountain. It's just a big hill. No, nigga.
Nah.
No. This shit feels like mountain ranges now.
And it's volcanoes and
storms.
Oh,
with lightning and hurricanes. So I literally got swept up in a hurricane.
The thing of beauty is a joy forever.
Yeah. What's up, Biddy? So I won't hear any. I'll only tolerate No Man's Sky slander up until they get those three. They add those three features, and then y'all can kick rocks with that talking shit.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna show the people some of the pictures.
Show the people some of the pictures. Captain's got to show them something.
I gotta figure out how to do
it.
Share screen, application, boom.
That's a good idea.
We in here.
Look at that sunset.
That's beautiful.
Come on, man.
That's beautiful. And again, anybody who is listening to this and Spotify and Apple and stuff, y'all missing out right now.
Missing out. You really need to be.
You really need to be. Actually, hold up. I'm tripping. I actually need to switch this to. Actually, no, I don't think it matters. I'm about to see because my monitor. No, it don't matter. It's fine. Yeah, you really need to be watching this on YouTube or the Facebook page.
You need to be where we are.
Be able to see things. These pictures are. These pictures aren't even
not even
at the highest
resolution
setting. I don't but they're beautiful.
So let me ask you a question: Are you still having problems when you play at the highest like frame rate and stuff? Because I don't.
Nah, Nah. I
That's
mean,
dope.
in the newest patch, I've had a couple issues. You know, when you first leave a planet and it
It
freezes.
starts. Yeah. It's been doing that for me too.
Yeah, like these pictures,
But
the lighting and everything.
I mean,
you can't. Where's the argument? I just don't.
like, it's one thing that if you tell me that you don't like the game mechanics or whatever, right? That's one thing, right? But come on, dog. Like, other than that, like, let me show you something. So, screen 2, I believe. All right. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. That creature right there, by the way, that's one of my pets right there.
Mm-hmm.
He's fast as he follows me around everywhere. He helps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, like, I'm trying to. It's fire. It's fire right now.
It is. I can't even. There's no argument to be made against it. Like I said.
So while I have to wait until March 18th for Marvel's Avengers to give us their update, this was a cool little thing to get engrossed in until I see what this 3-hour new add-on to the campaign is going to be about.
Yeah.
And I appreciate Hello Games, you know what I'm saying, for coming through in the clutch.
Absolutely.
Like that, but
because No Man's Sky, for me, it's not something that I like feverishly anticipate the updates. I know that the updates are coming.
Right.
I know that their track record has shown me that they're gonna put some shit out for us.
Facts.
And I'm subscribed to a couple channels that cover the game. So whenever a new update comes out, I get
they're gonna bark it. They're gonna bark.
Yeah, we get the hootie hoo. And if I heard about it first, I send it to Tim. Tim heard about it first, he sends it to me. Then we go ahead and check that thing out. And
so I enjoyed it. So that was a good thing this week.
Yeah.
That was definitely a good thing for this week. So 2 bad things, 1 good thing. I mean,
that works.
I got no other choice but to take it, so I'll take it. But that anyway was my bitching about this week. So what was this week like for you?
Yeah, decent, relatively. I mean, obviously, I had the No Man's Sky experience as well.
Right.
Also, I had the weather experience as well.
Yeah.
So it was listen. I did one thing that I normally would not have done, but I went into work.
Well, on the day Thursday, it was
Thursday. So Thursday we closed.
Right.
Friday, what I was expecting was, maybe that we would be open an hour later, because that's what usually happens. But that message was never sent out. I'm like, all right, cool. So I get up, and I go to clean my car off. It took exceptionally long that particular day. And I was 5 minutes away from being like, nah, I'm not going. The only reason that I decided to still go was because I was already outside, and I hit that windshield wiper one last time. If I would have hit it, and it wouldn't have cleared an adequate amount of ice from my windshield.
Do not invoke his name.
Listen. Then I would have picked up my phone, text my boss, hey,
this is nice.
I'm not gonna make it, and then walked it back to the house.
You was gonna say, I'm not gonna make it. Save yourselves.
Hey, listen. But that last swipe did what it was supposed to do, and I got out of my parking spot, and the main roads were okay. So
Okay.
I didn't really have an issue with that. And then funny thing is, when my boss got in, she was like, "Oh, you're here?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here." She's like, "All right, well, yeah, you go ahead and go make your rounds early, and whenever you finish, go home." I'm like, "Oh,
Damn it.
all right."
So you got to go home and play more No Man's Sky.
Oh, I got to go. That's exactly what I did. As soon as I got in the house, actually, that's exactly what I did. So yeah, that was good. That was good.
Okay.
So I'd say a net good
Right.
week.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
So basically, we just got to get through tomorrow.
Well,
You know?
listen. There's always a wrench,
A monkey wrench.
Phew.
No, but two of the coaches are out of town, so this is probably going to be a remote
Oh, right. So what exactly we got to figure that out. All right. So today in history, I didn't forget last week. I mentioned before we went on air that I didn't have the stuff for it. But yeah, today in history, birthdays, Rihanna, Robin Fenty. She was born today. Sidney Poitier, the great Sidney Poitier.
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain.
The great
Kurt Cobain. French Stewart. Yeah. Okay, so 1996. On this day, rapper Snoop Doggy Dogg and a bodyguard were found not guilty of first-degree murder.
Not
jury was
guilty.
I mean, okay, yeah. Not guilty of first-degree murder. The jury was deadlocked on voluntary manslaughter charges, resulting in a mistrial.
See, now here's the thing about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, because Snoop has effectively been able to rebrand, a lot of you motherfuckers don't remember.
Yeah.
But Snoop was the
murder was the case that they gave me.
Listen.
I mean,
just saying.
Don't
nobody says over there, where Snoop come from in Long Beach, he posing. Nah. No, he's not posing.
But that led to the really hilarious meme where it's a picture of him and Martha Stewart.
Yes.
And it's like one of these people is a convicted felon, the other person is Snoop Dogg.
Facts.
And also in 2004, on this day, Apple released the iPod Mini. Yeah. I never had an iPod Mini. I had a normal iPod.
Mm-hmm.
I had the black 64 gig joint.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that seemed like a lot back then. But
actually, it was.
Listen, 64 gigs is a lot if you're dealing with MP3, some small
ass MP3.
It's a lot.
Racks on racks as far as music was concerned. Like,
yes, sir.
Yeah,
all your LimeWire ass music.
Listen, my guy. Listen, all
downloads,
all of it. Matter of fact, I think I may have only had like 2 or 3 albums on that iPod that were purchased.
Yeah.
The vast majority.
It was a wild west out here in these streets.
Oh,
back
yes,
then.
Absolutely it was.
Now it's less necessary. Well, no, because they've come to the realization if you can't beat them, find a way to meet them halfway and shit.
Facts.
So, and look, Spotify and the rest of these music streaming services, they found a way to get people to kind of sort of pay for music again.
Yeah, for the most part.
It doesn't benefit the artist as much. It's all
remember I sent you that article.
Mm-hmm.
So there's
that's
some
true.
recompense.
That's true. It's not like they're not getting any money. I'm not saying that, but it's not as it ain't.
It's not as lucrative.
It ain't what it was.
No, not at all.
So you gotta definitely build your This is the thing about being an indie is the chances you get to build on some shit. The moment you get some energy going a certain way with your music, you do have to jump on ways to diversify that mini stardom. You have to.
Facts. All facts. So like I said, the industry has found a way to mostly mitigate that problem, but not completely, because there's still songs out there that aren't on these streaming platforms.
Facts.
So
hey, Biddy got some advice for you. She said, I saw a hack to clear icy windows. was to pour a little cold water and then pour hot water in a strong plastic bag and drag the bag across your screen. It clears the ice right away.
I appreciate that. However, I will not be using it because
he don't drive when he's in the house. He's in the house. He's not doing that.
Yeah, but I appreciate that, and I will
pass
try to commit that to memory so I can pass it along. Absolutely,
because he will not.
That
he will not driving that shit.
He's not driving. It's just not gonna happen.
He's not driving it.
It's not. Like I said, I'm in a position in life where literally the only people that depend on me, which is my job, know that I don't drive in this shit.
Right.
So yeah, nobody's going. It's dead.
And you're taking full advantage of it as you should.
Yeah,
as you should.
I just had this conversation about take advantage of the whatever fringe benefits you might be getting from these people that don't really care. Now, again, I'm a slight exception because I work for a family company that just so happens to be in a lucrative business. So it's kind of a big company, but it's not really a big company at all. It's a family company. So yes, it's less true for me. The whole they don't care about you. Man, they do kind of care about us because the whole growing up and family and they kind of that's slightly different. But for the vast majority of us that's working out here, they don't care about you. No, so you shouldn't go out of your way to care about their feelings.
Nah, B, do what's in your best interest.
Do what's in your best interest.
Listen, especially over here in the United States, they don't give a fuck about the workers over here by and large. They have surgically implanted narratives in your head that do not benefit you but benefit them. They don't care. So even the stuff you think is cool, they don't give a fuck about you. So wait,
Ogma, that would be inefficient because I don't
hold on. You gotta read it.
I'm gonna read it. See, that would be inefficient because I don't sit at one spot. He said basically they decided to provide you an Uber on days like this. This way you don't have to miss work. Isn't that great? The thing about that is I don't sit in one spot. So it would be wildly inefficient for them to pay me my all right. So I have my salary.
Right.
Then for every hour that I'm clocked in, I get paid a gas allowance.
Right.
Then on top of that, they're going to pay for Ubers to take me 7 places in one day.
Listen.
No, B, it's much more beneficial for them for me to not work and them only have to pay me my salary.
they should be paying for your Uber Eats then. Fuck that.
Hey, listen. Now hold on, goddamn it. Now, you got something there. If that message said, "Hey, listen, you understand that you don't normally do this, but if you would, well, then we're going to provide breakfast and lunch for you."
Yeah, for the Uber Eats.
That might change some things. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hold you. That might change.
But by and large, right? They don't give a fuck about the workers over here. So you have to give a fuck about yourself, your mental health, the level of frustration you get on these jobs, and then on top of that, being harassed by these punk ass mini bosses. Call them mini bosses. I mean, I'm talking about supervisors and shit like that. They're mini bosses. Now, some of them are cool. You get I was a cool supervisor. I had a cool supervisor at when I worked at the Phillips warehouse, but a lot of these guys let that little bit of power go to their head, and that little bit, a couple of dollars above your pay rate as a worker, go over their head. Now, in some cases, some of you workers are shit. Just gonna put that out there.
Oh, absolutely.
Y'all don't realize that when y'all don't do when y'all don't do what you're supposed to do, it hits the supervisor, and he has to deal with that. So quite naturally, he's going to be a bit annoyed with your punk ass. For you know what I'm saying? He called himself being cool. You coming in late all the fucking time. You trying not to violate you. The shit that you supposed to have done by the end of the shift ain't done, or your area is routinely a fucking mess.
Yeah.
He trying to be cool, so he ain't trying to violate you. But when he tried to be cool for you, the upper management violates him.
Yeah.
So before y'all all get into a little huddle about how your supervisor ain't shit, you need to look inward and see whether or not y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all getting that man in trouble and shit.
I know this is a tangent, but I keep seeing this meme about how millennials don't take shit at work and blah blah this blah blah blah. What is the cutoff age for millennials? Because I know I'm a millennial, and
first of all,
that's not how that generally works.
No,
now there are people that I know that get fired a lot.
Dude, that was
but
me.
not people that leave their job because something they don't like.
Nigga, this is why you can't believe any of those memes that these people got running around. Because I am far from a fucking millennial.
Facts.
And I'm talking back when Ronald Reagan was president, I was quitting jobs like fuck you. If you said anything to me that I felt like, oh, you trying to be disrespectful?
Right.
So rather than me beat your ass, fuck you, I'll leave you in the lurch. Because now you're a man short. And then go right down the block and fill out another application. You know what I'm saying? Like fuck him. Like so that's not a millennial. No, I'm not buying that one.
Yeah,
I'm not buying it.
And I don't personally know any that purport to just be leaving jobs willy-nilly.
They don't. Yo, people be just saying shit, trying to build narratives about groups that they want to marginalize. That's all the fuck that is, yo. And millennial, let's face it, very few groups, newer groups, have been maligned with such consistency as millennials have, at least in the last decade, yo.
Well,
so
what though? Like most of it is your fault.
No, I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. The boomers did that to the hippie generation.
Facts.
You're a beatnik, aren't you? They was on that shit. Yo, none of this shit is new. Remember we was talking about a little while ago, the cancel culture thing. Everybody talking about, man, I can't believe cancel culture been a thing.
Yeah,
it's just the groups that flipped where before
and technology.
Come out.
Even back in the days of Covens and
all
of no, you're a witch. You're essentially canceled.
Right, you're essentially canceled.
Burn you at the stake.
Cancel your life, nigga.
Right. Like come on.
Yo, during the 50s, come out as a communist.
Right.
Come out as gay.
Yep.
Nigga, they canceled the entire black community.
Facts.
For centuries, canceled. No access. Canceled.
Completely.
No platform. Canceled.
Right.
So when I hear motherfuckers whine about that shit now, yo, I'm sorry. You're not getting no sympathy from me.
Y'all don't understand how comparisons work. That is the biggest. That's a pandemic in and of itself. People don't understand how comparisons work. Comparisons do not mean that it's a one-to-one.
Right?
That is not how that works. But anyway,
we digress.
Topic. The first.
What's going on? What we talking about? What it is?
Topic the first. That's we did that already. The curious case of Kalina, and what's her last name? What's her last name?
Kalia.
Collier?
Is that how you pronounce that?
I don't know. I have no idea. I've never heard it said. The curious case of that's why I stopped at Kalina because I don't know how to. Yeah, I don't know. This is interesting. Very interesting. And I have a little bit of a vested interest in happenings in Jamaica for two reasons.
Why is that? Why do you have an invested interest in what happens in Jamaica? Is it because you have dreads?
No.
Is that what it? Oh no. Okay.
No. There are two reasons. One that I'm not going to say on the show, and
it's Collier.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Collier.
And another because that was my last destination that I was supposed to be going to, and whenever
you mean again, that won't be the first time you've been there, right?
I've never been to Jamaica.
Oh, okay, but you've been to some of the other Caribbean.
Yeah. But that was supposed to be my last destination I was going to, and I plan on rectifying that whenever it is safe and responsible to do so.
Right.
However, everybody doesn't feel that way. Everybody doesn't feel that they should be waiting until it's safe and responsible to do so, because some people are just selfish. Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I would say it's not necessarily as unsafe and irresponsible as it had been during certain times of this pandemic.
Right.
I will say that. But it's still not at the point where I feel like.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you there, bro. Like, I like to take trips, but
yeah,
I'm not risking all for that shit.
Nah, I just don't feel that we're there yet. Not quite.
This place is a fucking shit show.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a fucking shit show.
So
never see you again. Never see you again.
All right, so American tourist fakes abduction to get out of quarantine in Jamaica. Oh, yes, geez. I read that correctly. Jeez, yes, you heard.
What are you doing
correctly?
Y'all play too much.
A lie can travel around the world and back again while the truth is lacing up its boots, is a quote that aptly describes one of the major cons of social media. I would like to amend that and say that is a major con of humanity, not social media. Social media just so happens to be dominated by humans.
Right.
Or should I say infested?
I hate when that happens.
Right. In the age of the internet, people have easier access to information as well as a platform to voice their opinions. The disadvantage to this is that people can quite literally say anything, and there will be people in the digital space who believe them.
They do.
This is the case of an American stewardess, Kalina Collier, whatever. Yeah. I'm just going to call her Kalina from now on.
Okay.
Who recently visited Jamaica and convinced hundreds of thousands of social media users, including celebrities, that she was being held hostage by a local hotel simply because she did not want to follow the quarantine order. The JetBlue Airways employee arrived on the island on January 28th and was scheduled to depart on February 1st. After arriving on the island, Kalina took an antigen test that returned a positive result on January 30th. Convinced that she did not have the virus, she took another test upon arrival that came back negative. Due to the inconsistent results of the antigen test, the Ministry of Health and Wellness recommended she take a PCR test on February 2nd, which came back positive. Kalina was then advised that she was to complete a 14-day quarantine in her hotel room. Her hotel, Ocean Coral Spring in Trelawney, also offered to have her stay the period at no extra cost instead of transferring to a government facility.
Easily better than going to some government facility.
Bruh.
Yeah.
On February 4th, Kalina went on Instagram Live to tell her story to her 11,000 followers. And some people might ask, well, how does she have that many followers? Well, she's a flight attendant. So
I guess.
No, that'll get you, because she's always traveling.
That's true, but I see plenty of travel struggle Instagram. They struggle as shit.
In the video, she alleged that she was being held hostage by the hotel and urged her followers to call the local embassy, immigration authorities in the United States, and news stations in New York and make them aware of her situation. Here's her quote. "You guys, they are getting money from the government to say that you handled COVID-19 correctly, and I'm over it. Yes, they tried to traffic me. I'm suing the pants off this place." This is her quote. This is what she said.
So, see, this is a problem, y'all. You know what the problem is? And I saw this coming, and I saw it building. So this whole human trafficking thing, right? It has been. First of all, that shit does happen. I'm put that out the way. That shit absolutely happens. But what's been going on is that has been a part of every major conspiracy within the last 3 years or so. And y'all just saying shit to be saying shit. Some of y'all. There ain't nobody trying to traffic her. Ain't nobody.
Well. Okay. All right, hold on. Let me reread this last part. Yes, they tried to traffic me. I'm suing the pants off this place. Let me read that one more time, just for future reference.
Okay.
Because we're gonna get back to that. Yes, they tried to traffic me. I'm suing the pants off this place. This is a quote. This is words from her mouth on video. Okay. She also alleged that she was being deprived of food and said the hotel employees had put hidden cameras in her room, which were really sprinklers. Her video on Instagram went viral. Oh no, Tim's internet went out, I think. Her video on Instagram went viral across social media platforms with over 200,000 views. The allegation resulted in the hashtags "Where's Kalina" and "Save Kalina Collier" trending on social media. Social media influencers, including Grenadian American actress Amanda Seales and Jamaican artist Spice, also, yeah, his internet dropped. Also, oh crap, I lost my spot. Blah, blah, blah. Also believed the allegations and spoke on the incident. After disappearing from social media, Collier gave an update days later saying she was fine and not being held hostage. Nor to send me a message that said Comcast. Oh, gotta respond to him. Just hurry back. So, after disappearing from social media, Kalina gave an update days later saying that she was fine and not being held hostage, nor was she kidnapped. But by then, hundreds of thousands of people had already been convinced that the worst has happened. Hold on. All right. So, scores of social media users bombarded the page of the hotel, saying that they should close down for good. Those same people urged their followers to hashtag boycott Jamaica and even sent death threats to senior advisor and strategist at the tourism ministry in Jamaica, Delano. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce his name because I do not want to butcher it. On February 14th, at the end of Kalina's 14-day quarantine period, she was released from the hotel and departed the country along with her mother, who had subsequently arrived on the island. Jamaica's police force advised members of the public to dismiss the allegations made by Kalina, saying that they were baseless and mischievous. The police says she was visited by members of the Trelawney Division who confirmed that she was safe and never in any danger. The allegations have destroyed the reputation of the hotel and caused damage to Jamaica's already struggling tourism industry. Kalina still maintains that she spoke the truth. She also said that she was harassed by tourism officials in Jamaica to make a statement. The incident has also highlighted how many international residents view Jamaica and the Caribbean a place to escape to even during a pandemic. The region is heavily reliant on travel for survival, which means in the eyes of tourists, the health and general welfare of the region comes secondary to their enjoyment. It also exposes the entitlement of many visitors who tout their perceived superiority and show complete disregard for the laws of third world countries. You're back, kinda.
Man, this is some bullshit. What did I tell y'all, man, about the first thing? For those of you that came to the show late, right? My first complaint about my past week was Comcast being on that bullshit.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. All right. Calm down.
This is such a scale down.
Calm down, buddy.
I am appalled. I am appalled and dismayed at this whole chain of events.
Okay. All right. Calm down.
It's ass.
Calm down, buddy. Calm down. All right. So while the Caribbean region needs tourism, travelers should be mindful that the majority of the world is still in a global pandemic, and the Caribbean, due to lack of resources, is behind on vaccination efforts. This means that protocols must be observed if they take the risk of visiting.
Duh.
Okay. So there have been several updates on this story. The next one, JetBlue flight attendant refutes rumors that she disappeared in Jamaica. I was never missing, nor was I kidnapped. Jamaican authorities have requested that the public stop sharing social media posts about a JetBlue flight attendant who allegedly was kidnapped in Jamaica. The Jamaican Constabulary Force issued a statement that said the woman, Kalina, is not, nor was she at any time in any danger.
Of course she wasn't.
Kalina arrived on the island from the U.S. She tested positive for COVID and was required to isolate by the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Lying ass.
According to the New York Post, the hashtag Kalina Collier started making the rounds online after she went on Instagram Live and reportedly claimed she had been kidnapped. Let me go back to the quote. Gotta find it. Where is it? Yes, they tried to traffic me.
No, they didn't.
I mean,
I gotta leave this. I gotta leave that right there.
No, I get it. So yes, they try to traffic me. That's the quote. All right. She did allege the resort staff harassed her after she tested negative for COVID. Following my negative COVID test, the hotel proceeded to cover their tracks once word got out and forced me to stay at the resort for the remainder of my quarantine, is in quotes. Mm-hmm. She wrote, every single day I was harassed by the hotel to make a statement to save face for them, to basically make it seem like everything I said was a lie. Kalina said she did previously share her experience on IG Live, though it's unclear exactly what she said. I understand that I went live and reached out for help, but my story is now beginning to be told for me, and I won't have that. JetBlue spokesman Derek Dombrowski also issued a statement on Monday. We have full confidence in Jamaica's health protocols, and it is important everyone follows the rules, he said.
Follows the what?
The rules. We hold each JetBlue crew member to the higher standards when it comes to personal integrity, and we are conducting an urgent investigation into the actions of our crew member. There's been another update. JetBlue apologizes to Jamaica, launches investigation. Well, that's kind of that. That's kind of what happened. So this last one. JetBlue Airways has fired flight attendant Kalina after she caused an international uproar.
Oh my!
By doing an hour-long Instagram Live that caused people to believe she was being held in Jamaica against her will. The allegations turned out to be baseless. After an investigation, the crew member in question is no longer with JetBlue. We continue to offer our apologies for the frustration and concern this incident has caused and reiterate our confidence in the health protocols Jamaica has put in place. JetBlue's corporate communications manager, Derek Dombrowski, said in a statement. Dombrowski also apologized to the Jamaican government and people. We deeply apologize to the people of Jamaica and the Jamaican government for the concern and frustration this incident has caused. News of Kalina's.
You're right.
Whatever, doesn't matter. Kalina. News of Kalina's firing came Tuesday, February 16th, a day after the airline suspended her and said it would be launching an investigation into the viral incident, which led to Jamaican authorities getting involved after celebrities like comedian and actress Amanda Seales and many others began to advocate for Kalina's safe release. During her live video, Kalina claims she's falsely diagnosed with COVID-19 and forced to stay in a dirty and filthy room with brown water and no key to get out.
Oh, damn.
If I smile, it's just a coping mechanism. None of this shit is funny to me. I'm very, very pissed off right now, Kalina said in the opening of her live video. According to Kalina, she arrived in Jamaica on January 28th with two friends, and they stayed at the Ocean Coral Spring Resort in Trelawney. They were initially due to leave Monday, February 1st, but Kalina said she was prevented from doing so after testing positive for COVID-19 on January 30th. Kalina said the COVID-19 tests she was given were quote-unquote super janky and quote unquote,
probably
there's
worked.
no way she tested positive. You know something in your spirit, like when you know something is right or wrong. I knew, and I know this to this second that I do not have COVID. That is not how that works.
That's not how that
you're
works.
an idiot.
That's not how that works. While there is such a thing as
Intuition
and intuition, this doesn't cover that.
No.
And also, but I will say this, to kind of still man her a little bit on those tests, we do know that those tests are inconsistent. A lot of those, depending on which ones you get, are inconsistent at best. However, you are in their country. So here's the thing. They would rather be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
You think they're gonna just go, oh, she's probably negative after they got both? No, they're gonna say we're going to work with
test.
Use
the different type of test.
That's it. Like the reality of the situation is, since we don't know, we rather you be on lockdown for 14 days than you being that and asymptomatic and spreading that shit all throughout our populace while you go over there and dance the reggae drums. Nah, B. Nah.
I'm sorry. I didn't finish. These are her words. I know to this second that I do not have COVID. I'm a fucking flight attendant and I've never had COVID. You are an idiot. Is what you are.
So what she's saying is her TED talk is that if you're a flight attendant, you can't get COVID.
No. Her point is, I haven't gotten it so far being a flight attendant.
Oh, that's a much better point. Stop, nigga. Like, what is she doing? What is she doing?
No, people be dumb. Listen, but we have a video.
Oh, okay.
So,
of course I'm suing. Guys, I've been in here in my room indecent most of the time because I don't have enough clothes. Like, most of the clothes I brought was bathing suits because they haven't gave me anything, my Ty. They haven't given me anything. And my mom is asking, and they're like, no, there's nothing. They're like, we're waiting for results. We just asked, again, because we're like, it's more than 72 hours. I'm not on duty. I just had to call JetBlue and tell them what's going on. They just took me off. I was supposed to be back today for reserve. I've been here since last Thursday. I've been in this room since Saturday. This man, my mom called this man who just came to my door. She called him from 1 o'clock this afternoon. It is now going on 7 p.m. And I'm sure this man only came to this door because he sees that the cameras are covered up. I had to use fucking hair oil to cover up the cameras because there's nothing. I don't even have tape to tape a fucking towel to the ceiling. I had to use this to cover up the cameras. Like, this shit is not a game.
Gorilla Glue?
They're sitting here. I'm getting bit up by mosquitoes. Like, this shit is ridiculous. My friends left yesterday. I'm here by myself. If my mother was not here, I don't know what the fuck would happen. They gave me, I didn't even finish this part. They gave me a letter on Monday stating that I am on a no-fly list and I am unfit to fly. I'm unhealthy to fly. So me and my mother were going to try and make a run for it. And basically a man came and he was like, yeah, I heard you guys were trying to leave. Just know that if you leave, you know, the authorities are going to be involved and it's going to turn into something else. Trust me, I tried to get the fuck ASAP. So, yeah. So I'm pretty much stuck here. Okay, so you guys see my mom just spoke to the guy named Desmond Kelly, the health manager here. He still doesn't have any results and he has no idea when he will have them. Are you kidding me? This is exactly what I'm talking about. They won't let me leave, but I'm not going to be stupid and try to leave and then they arrest me. You guys know, if you're Jamaican, you know how these people are in Jamaica. I'm not even about to do that and then my mom gets...
So, here's the thing. Here's my issue. You're dumb as fuck. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was a little wrong of me. It was a little wrong of me. Let me correct that. Because I said you're dumb as fuck, or no, let me correct that. You're dumb as fuck, and or you're lying.
Yeah.
Because several things. So there's no order. I can't even go in order. The whole I'm by myself. If my mother was here, I wouldn't know. If Bucking here, I wouldn't know what the fuck.
That doesn't.
What? I'm by myself. if my mother wasn't here, I don't know what would have happened to me.
You know what? I don't know how long this show would have lasted. If I wasn't, by myself. I mean, if SPJ wasn't here,
I'm by myself. I don't know what would have happened to me if my mother wasn't here. Now, that's not completely. Here's the issue with that.
What? It makes no sense?
No, it does. It does. She's just saying it wrong.
Okay.
She's just saying it wrong. When she's saying I'm by myself, she's referring to the fact that her mother wasn't allowed in the room.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's what she's referring to. But that makes the next part even dumber because you're like, me and my mother tried to make a run for it. Number one, you didn't because you're not together. Because that would have caught, yeah. But number two, you're going to run home from Jamaica? You're going to run home from Jamaica. Let me ask you again. You're going to run home from Jamaica?
I mean, the Flash could do it. Maybe the fast kid on The Incredibles, the little kid.
Yeah, Dash can run on water.
Dash could probably run on water too. Quicksilver could probably do it too, but I just don't think they're going to be able to do that.
No, I don't. And the worst part about this is, because I have heard nothing from the mother specifically, I don't know if it's a situation where both of y'all dumb, or she's deferring to her daughter.
Yeah, that could be it.
Because if my mother happened to be dumb, which she isn't, but if my mother happened to be dumb and she was in some type of scenario where she was uncomfortable and her conclusion on the scenario was some outlandish shit, and she told me it, because that's my mother, there would be a bit of a blind spot for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if my mom comes and tells me,
right,
Landon, we gotta get out of here because they don't know. Guess what?
Right.
Somebody finna get fucked up.
Right. So
like
I'm assuming, and again, we're talking about us being the children in the situation,
right?
Being the parent in that situation, being Mama Bear. Mama Bear is going to drop what she's doing and go see what's going on.
So here's the scenario. Siobhan says, "Daddy, they about to do this. We can."
Right.
Yo, the skies will bleed, nigga.
But that's the thing. So, not to mention the whole, yes, they tried to traffic me, to I never said I was.
When in doubt, throw human trafficking in. Like if you like,
yo. So not only now, matter of fact, I'll just continue the article. I'll continue the article. Despite her objections, Kalina was ordered to quarantine for 14 days by the island's Ministry of Health and Wellness, according to the Miami Herald. Jamaican officials said they allowed her to stay at her current hotel free of charge and provided her with meals and everything she needed. Wow. But Kalina said she was removed from the nice room she and her friends paid to stay in and sent to what she alleges was an extremely unsanitary replacement. Kalina said she was feeling very uneasy after realizing a security guard had been stationed at her door to prevent her from leaving. Now I'm scared because there's someone there to attack me if I try to leave, she said. Wow. Adding, though her mother was in Jamaica with her, she wasn't allowed to see her. She went on to detail that what she described as a scary experience, saying she wanted to go on record because God forbid that I'm unable to speak anymore. You guys have this live and you can speak for me. The video alarmed many on social media and led them to believe Kalina had been kidnapped and was a potential victim of sex trafficking. According to the Jamaican Gleaner, the Jamaican consulate in New York was bombarded by a nearly 100% increase in calls about Kalina. As details of the incident continued to surface, many on social media rallied behind the small island nation. Y'all not going to do this Kalina Collier shit today. Stop traveling to these islands in the middle of a pandemic if you feel as though you're above their rules for testing positive. Because this is the 60th time y'all started scandals out of your embarrassment.
Yo, stay the fuck home. Stay your punk ass. Yo, but and this is the other thing that make this very clear with y'all. Human trafficking is a problem, right? It is an absolute problem. So this is why she looks really bad.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna stop tossing that up
and
minimizing that problem. because you know how people are going to act. The moment you say you being held against your will and all that other shit, people going to wig.
Yeah. Fact.
Stop using that if it ain't happening to you.
Yeah. Kalina, however, denied she ever said she was kidnapped or being held against her will. I have said a long time ago that I was never missing, nor was I kidnapped. I've tried to stay silent because this is something that will be handled legally and because the response to my situation was completely overwhelming. It's something she posted on Instagram on the 15th of February, which she previously deleted amid the controversy. The incident caused a long-standing accusation that Black Americans act just as entitled as those with white privilege when visiting other countries to resurface. I keep telling y'all Black Americans are white people when they go to other countries. Another person said this whole Kalina Collier situation yet again proves my point. African Americans are still Americans. They have the same mentality as white Americans when dealing with other countries that aren't America. The only difference is they aren't white. I'm disgusted. Now, let me before I read the response to that.
Mm-hmm.
Hi guys. You're aware of my travels, not all of them individually, but you're aware that what up, sis?
What's up, sis?
You are aware that I do the travel thing.
You
it's
do
one of
the
things that I do.
It is.
I cannot speak for everybody. I know that there is a thing. However, I know that as for me and my companions, we do not do such things.
Right.
We are not. Now, mind you, to be fair to these people that are saying they're making this claim, because it's not a new claim. It's not a new claim at all.
Nope.
I've also made a similar claim about Black men are the white people of Black people.
Mm-hmm.
So because of how I made the claim, and I don't know these people from a hole in the fucking wall.
Right.
I'm going to extend, and they could potentially be saying this in good faith.
Yeah, and also there's always some truth.
Yeah.
The stuff.
So
I watch a lot of travel channels.
Yeah. Some of it is a real thing. It is a thing. Now, how prevalent is it?
That's the question.
It's something I couldn't tell you at all. But I am aware that it is absolutely a real thing. Without question, it's a real thing. Right. So, the response. However, many Black Americans condemned Collier's actions and asked not to be lumped into a generic category. She is not African American. She is Jamaican American. Two totally different ethnicities. Please do not bring us.
Oh my! I'm gonna need some of y'all to
wait. Let me finish. Please do not bring us African Americans into this. We already face so much stigma. We don't need any more. Yo, you can be wrong. Listen. Because I want to point this out.
Mm-hmm.
You can be wrong and still be quote unquote righteous, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what this is, because the point, it's not as light as semantics. It's heavier than semantics, but the overall point that this person is making, I get.
Okay, so hold on.
When you start saying,
I just need a visual aid real fast. So this is a slave ship.
Yes.
It left from the west coast of Africa and made its way over to the Western Hemisphere, North America. It stopped at Virginia, let off a shipment. And then it went further down to the West Indies, let off a shipment from the same origin point. So that's all I'm gonna say.
You're right. You're absolutely correct. I just wanted to point
I think
out,
some people think that in other parts of the world they got flown in. I guess. I don't know.
Listen,
I don't know.
Listen. I just wanted to point, because we tend, when somebody's wrong on this show, we tend to go all in.
We got to.
And I just wanted to make it clear that the issue with this statement is not necessarily the overall point.
Yeah.
It is that you're you're mistaken.
And there are problems. There are a litany of problems there that are outside of even this story. There's a litany of problems there that I see crop up over and over and over again because there is a lack of understanding of how your black ass got where you are.
Well, I mean, the real issue here is you claim that you're against generalizations while making a
generalization. Right, exactly.
Because you didn't have to separate. You didn't have to try to separate groups like that.
You really didn't.
You could have stuck with the first part.
Yeah.
You could have just been like, not the first part. I'm sorry. You could have been stuck with the last part. Please do not bring us into this. We already face so much stigma. We don't need any more.
Yeah,
that's fine. You could have just left it.
Exactly. Listen, it reminds me of that situation that took place in Disneyland, over there in Cali. These two families went off in allegedly the happiest place in the world. They in there showing their ass, fighting, all the shit. And the first thing I saw in comment sections, oh, look, black people don't know how to act. And I said, yo, I've been to these theme parks, not the one out Cali, but the ones in Florida, Disney World, a couple of times, Universal, maybe 4 or 5 times. And you don't ever see no shit like that. And there's plenty of black people down there. So for you to make that generalization, black people know how to act, when people go to these parks, they get a lot of traffic, especially before COVID. They get a lot of traffic, and you don't see shit like that happening. It's kind of crazy. And because there is this other thing, this other pathology, unfortunately, in our community, there are a segment of us that really love to hammer their own. They have issues with the community and the people there. They feel that there are other communities that are better, right? And they hammer their own. And in any situation, they can find a way to make some sort of a correlation between the color of the person and the behavior. They're going to do it.
Yeah. But hold up. All that aside, we're skipping one very important part of this argument. All of that aside, so the miscategorization aside, it's a distinction without a difference because she's first generation Jamaican American, which means she was born and raised here.
Yeah, so what are you saying exactly? No, she was born and raised here.
She didn't get that entitlement from Jamaica. Just like we didn't get that entitlement from Africa. It's the American part. Let me reread the statement. the statement that this is in response to. This whole Kalina Collier situation yet again proves my point. African Americans are still Americans. Not African Americans still came from Africa to come to America. No, they're still Americans. Ipso facto, Jamaican Americans are still what? Americans.
That means for those of you that may have a hard time figuring out what the distinction is, if you are raised within a culture that places priority on certain things, that rewards certain behavior, that bolsters narratives that are commonly believed about yourself, about your standing and status in the world, and about the world outside of where you live. When you leave here to go someplace else, you take those perceptions with you. And if you are not the type of person that is thoughtful and self-reflecting, you will act in a way that is similar to the where you come from, regardless of color. It doesn't matter. You were born and raised here, which means you have all of those, or a lot of those narratives and ways of thinking and expectations that everybody else here has, especially because it varies from community but we're not talking about communities inside the country. We're talking about this place versus other places. What you're used to here as opposed to what you're getting there. Your expectation here as opposed to the expectation you have there. So yeah, it doesn't matter what color you are. If you come from the United States,
it doesn't matter what your prefix is.
It doesn't matter. There are certain expectation that you have of things, and you're not going to get that everywhere you go.
After advocating so fiercely on Collier's behalf, Amanda Seales expressed her disgust at the woman's actions in the video. Here's the video for your listening pleasure.
Avoid quarantining by creating a whole influx of panic with a fake kidnapping. And if y'all don't cancel Kalina, I can't with y'all. I was legit concerned. So she was effective at creating. You know what she should do is become a mystery writer, become a hood mystery writer. You know, because I tell you, she put up one hell of a story. Had folks, I was reaching out to folks and contacting the MP of Jamaica. I don't know what type of psychosis y'all motherfuckers got that you keep doing this shit. Faking all types of funk. For what? For what?
The Zoom
but I don't regret for
everything.
a second, utilizing my efforts, because at the end of the day, if I see trouble, I am a part of the see something, say something click. And I don't ever want that some shit go down that I was aware of and that I ignored and I could have had maybe a helping hand in aiding. I can't have that on my conscience. I can't. It has gotten me in trouble in the past. But nonetheless, nah. And those of us who was, you know what, let's see what we can do and let's raise the alarm. Don't nobody feel bad about that. She should feel bad about wasting your time, your energy, and crying wolf and being a fucking asshole. But the rest of us, compassionate, good people, we ain't gullible. She was just a really good liar. And in this time that we're in, you gotta be hyper vigilant and alert, because there really is sex trafficking and there really is like abduction. All these things are real. But she absolutely needs to go fuck herself and get fired.
So here's the thing. I would argue with her that she's not a good liar. I would say that we are hypersensitive as we should be about that topic, and she just took advantage of that shit. She took advantage of it. And she's also right. Remember when I told you, you and I had a conversation, and I said, back when I was a Muslim, my imam said to me once that when somebody comes up and they're needy, even if somewhere inside you think it's a scam, because the scam ain't on you, it's on them. So Amanda Seales is right in the sense of, do not let this desensitize you, because the very time you go, oh no, she probably scamming, is the time she not.
Right.
And I wouldn't want to live with that either. I wouldn't want to live with that shit at all.
Yo, imagine you are, because I think I think Amanda Seales is Caribbean. And imagine you are this super popular celebrity, and you have connections, and you come across this story and you did nothing. And it turns out that it was true. And now this girl dies. Imagine how you would feel in that scenario. So she's right. She's absolutely she's right about Amanda was right about everything.
Everything she said, right. But except for the girl being a good liar. No, we are, because we know these things happen, we know it's an issue. So pulling that card is going to elicit a response. She wasn't no Steven Spielberg over there spinning open yards.
Kalina lost me when she started talking about she a flight attendant and she hadn't caught it yet. So Yeah. I'm like, that's
good
what you on? Okay, no.
She ain't good at
Oh,
that.
and I just knew in my spirit that I don't have. No, that's not how
She
that
ain't
works.
no fucking Stan Lee, y'all. She ain't no Donnie Cates or no Jonathan Hickman, y'all. Let's stop that. Like, we're gonna end that. We're not even gonna let that. No.
It's sad. All right. Moving on. Let me get all the receipt stories out the way. We got some more receipts.
Receipts.
We got some more receipts
real quick.
Killer Mike a liar?
Oh, that can't be true. Something's got to be wrong there.
Killer Mike called a black woman a liar and stupid. Let's go over this. After Killer Mike insulted a black woman for saying he called Atlanta Wakanda, Black Twitter came to her rescue, pulling receipts on him and dragging him. For some reason, Killer Mike decided to come for a black woman today who simply said she didn't like it when rappers called Atlanta Wakanda. He quoted her tweet and insinuated she's stupid and a liar for saying he called Atlanta Wakanda, saying that he never did. Black Twitter jumped out and pulled receipts of him calling Atlanta Wakanda and then dragging him. They also asked, why is he all of a sudden calling black people blacks?
No. The blacks. Sorry.
They also Killer Mike was left speechless and is currently trying to pretend it didn't happen. So here's the original post says, and I'm talking about from the lady.
Right.
The lady. Matter of fact, let's go back a little bit. Desmond Hardy says Atlanta has always catered to the black bourgeoisie at the expense of poor black folks who are despised with the same rancor that poor whites are hated by middle-class whites.
Whoa. The one thing I would say about that, I've been to Atlanta, but I don't know anything about, because regions are different.
Yeah.
I would argue that's the case everywhere.
Like, yeah.
And they just Atlanta.
But no, I think he's pointing out about Atlanta because Atlanta gets romanticized as far as black people.
Got you. That makes sense.
So Atlanta's black leadership and black celebrities has done nothing to ameliorate conditions for the poor folk. Someone responds to him, a black woman says, always. So it's offensive when people like Tip, T.I., and Killer Mike call it Wakanda. Killer Mike quote tweets that tweet to say, I have never called ATL Wakanda. I call Atlanta in all caps. I also remind blacks it has been an economic fort for blacks since the Atlanta Conference in the early 1900s. Please, this is the part I love.
Okay.
Please fact check when criticizing or risk being called stupid and a liar. Be well, don't lie.
Don't do
Black
that.
power. Here's the thing. Gotta get a little stretch in. Whenever I'm about to do some heavy lifting.
Oh boy.
So
Killer Mike's a good guy. So yeah.
Killer Mike. I have long had issues with certain things that Killer Mike promotes and pushes. And because I do not have the time nor the interest to go so deeply into a lot of the things that he talks about, I shut the fuck up.
Right.
Because I'm not educated enough on these particular things that just hit wrong to me. To borrow a phrase from Kalina, in my spirit, I just know some of these things he's saying don't really work. But just like Kalina, I have no way to prove it currently. So unlike Kalina, I'm not going to attack that. I'm chilling. I'm gonna shut the fuck up because I have no way. I don't belong in this conversation.
It's what's for dinner. I wish more people did that.
It's not. Listen, I'm different. Apparently,
it's different.
So I've always kept him
at arm's length.
Yeah, I know that. I ain't gonna say I know that. There's a portion of what he speaks of that rings in him being genuinely interested and caring about the well-being of Black people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that part I'm riding with. So
right.
To call him before this,
right,
to call him disingenuous, I wasn't hearing.
Right.
I wasn't allowing that because I had seen nothing to suggest that was anywhere near the case.
Right.
You know, they say don't meet your heroes. Again, he's not quite a hero for me. But again, above all else, he had that. He had that where I would never call him disingenuous.
Well, so also you didn't know him, and
absolutely.
I would argue that being disingenuous, there are some people where that's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
But the average person, it's just a hobby.
Right. They dabble.
They dabble. Yes, the average person dabbles in being disingenuous, but there are some people, and we know them, especially these public figures, that it's a lifestyle.
The one who shall not be named specifically.
Yes.
But anyway, so I read this tweet, and he's saying, please fact check when criticizing or risk being called stupid and a liar. So what did I do?
Mm-hmm. What did you
I tried to fact check. I went to Google.
Devin, I agree with you, by the way, Devin.
What?
He says he hasn't followed enough about him, but he does know he got used a bit by some white Sanders supporters, and he says he himself was a Sanders supporter in a way that felt somewhat token to me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It felt like that to me too, bro.
Yeah, I'll absolutely give you that. 1,000%.
Like that. It definitely felt like that.
So I did, as he suggested, some fact checking.
Right.
Because it's an odd claim. It's odd and relatively frivolous.
It really is.
For her to have made this up.
Yeah, and not only I would
argue,
and
relatively specific.
Yeah, but I would also argue it's kind of frivolous to be upset at it being called Wakanda. Like,
I mean,
who cares?
But no.
He could have called it. He could have called it Wakanda.
Here's the thing where your lack of humanity is showing again. Every now and then, on this show, you display this.
I don't think it's
this automaton
that
like
well hidden. I don't think it's as well hidden as you're making it out to be.
It's not hidden, but it's not peacocking either.
No.
And every now and then you peacock it.
Well, I was told that I'm tiptoeing and I need to strut. So.
Yes, sometimes. Not all the goddamn time. So let me walk it back a little bit.
Okay.
So in actuality, the logical thinking side of the human brain, you are 1,000% correct.
Yeah.
But again, Mr. Automaton, that is not what we're talking about here. We're talking about it goes back. It directly goes back to that conversation about Atlanta being romanticized. She's saying this romantic. I don't even know the noun for that.
Romanticization.
Okay. Yeah.
But the thing is, if you watched the movie, it may on the surface have appeared to be a utopia, but Wakanda is not a utopia.
And my counter to that is you're expecting the average person to go deeper than surface level.
I guess, yeah.
Right. I mean, and that's not what
I expected a lot of Black people to have watched that movie.
Yes, but again, they would have had to go deeper than surface level to get the whole it's not a utopia thing. And that's not humans' strong point. going deeper than surface level.
I mean,
especially people that have no idea what the comics are, no
That's
idea. So they just watched it because it's black.
Leaving a kid father was right on the surface of it not being.
But here's the issue with that. He was considered the bad guy. So retroactively, but regardless, I mean,
all bad guys have a lot of bad guys have good reasons.
That's a fact,
you know. But
good bad guy. But see, again, now we're talking about writing, and again,
that's true. Once again, it folds back around to
It's not the average person that is not a Marvel geek is not a writer.
What Og would say. Are you saying that Tombstone doesn't always give human beings the benefit of the doubt?
That is not the point that I'm making.
Group setting?
That is not the point that I'm making. I'm not talking about benefit of the doubt. I'm talking about actuality versus idealism.
Yeah.
We're talking about logic versus feeling. The logic side is the ideal side, and that's what we want most of the time. Not we as in humans, but Tomb and I. That's what we want. That's what we want most of the time. However, it's not just not realistic.
It's not a thing.
It's not how that works.
It's not a thing.
So I listened to Killer Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Fact checking.
Right.
Fact checking. And this is what I found.
So if you know, I'm a black kid that grew up in Atlanta, and in Atlanta, everything is possible for black kids, right? So I never really had a box to keep me in my imagination.
Why would that be? Explain that.
I mean, because Atlanta's Wakanda for real.
Hold up, shush. Where is it?
People everywhere, and I've had in my life, and to see laughing, sure.
The second time with a little weed?
It was actually, you know, pages over.
In Atlanta,
and in Atlanta, everything is
here we go.
Kids, right? So I never really had a box to keep me in my imagination.
Why would that be? Explain that.
I mean, because Atlanta's Wakanda for.
Okay.
Oh no.
Now, I know what some of you might be saying, because as humans, we do this hero worship thing. And if you're watching, if you somehow stumbled across the Black Culture Geeks podcast, there's a possibility that you know who Killer Mike is, and a decent amount of the shit that he puts out, you're with. So you might be like, oh, but that was just a joke. That's possible, right? Number one. I have never called Atlanta Wakanda. That I have
no.
Never.
It's even deeper than that, because now hearing the quote, he said it's Wakanda for real.
For these reasons. For the reasons that she has a problem with. For the romanticism. I can't
when
say
he
that.
said romanticization, when he said everything is possible in Atlanta for all the black kids.
Yep.
It was cringy because that's not
how
true.
that works.
That's not true anywhere on the planet for any group.
Right.
For any group. That's not so. And then, of course, he didn't just. I was under the impression he was like, "Oh, Atlanta's Wakanda." No. He said he built it up with any kid can do anything, so I ain't had the boxes, and then he ended it with Wakanda. For real.
Yeah. Okay, but wait. There's more.
Grew up in a totally black city, essentially. It was over 50% black. The leadership was black. The police chief was black. My teachers was black. Schools was named for black people. You know, I grew up in an economically integrated neighborhood, the Collier Heights. So our schools were a little better. So people like me and T.I. learned how to use big words. You know, you know what I mean?
Did you realize how special Atlanta was back then as far as like having all that black representation?
I did. Okay. Because my family's from the deep South.
All right.
When you get shipped to the country in the summers, then you understand how lucky you are, how fortunate. But most of my friends didn't. They didn't have any idea. So I grew up really with us in power. I grew up in Wakanda. But growing up in Wakanda, I got a chance to see we do good and bad.
Oh, completely different interview. Completely different set of circumstances.
completely different context.
Yeah, but he says the same thing. He says it again. Atlanta is Wakanda.
Yeah. And actually, if you really like take apart a lot of the stuff he was saying, he basically was saying the same thing he said in that first interview.
Yeah,
He said, me and T.I. got to learn how to use big words first. I would argue. I
don't know if you quite learned how to use them.
Yeah, like
you might have learned how to pronounce them.
There are times when the word T.I. uses fits whatever, because it's like a shotgun thing. There's a lot of pellets. It's going to hit something, right? But a lot of those times, no. No, absolutely not.
Simply not.
No.
Simply not. So, not only, what up, Paul?
What's up, Napalm?
Yo, so not only that, attached to that last video came from an Instagram post, and the caption on that Instagram post, typed by Killer Mike, he shared it on his Instagram. The caption reads, hashtag Atlanta is hashtag Wakanda, with an exclamation point.
So just so everybody knows, no place is Wakanda.
No.
There ain't a Wakanda on Earth. And I don't mean that just from a fictional. No. I mean the conditions that created a Wakanda in the MCU do not exist here on Earth. As to have they ever, I don't know. I only go back about 15,000 years. So it's hard to say before then. But no. So and to be honest, I think that's a bunch of hyperbole coming from him, especially saying that everything is wide open for all the black kids in Atlanta. I don't think that's true. I don't know how it could be true. Because it's not true of any group. Any group. Every group has the disadvantaged ones of them that are so far out of the loop that not only don't they have bootstraps, they don't have feet. Right? So like that's no, absolutely not. And stop blaming the Atlanta school system on T.I.'s misuse of big words.
So
yo, Ogma said, T.I., how are you feeling today? Expeditiously.
Okay. So
I'm just saying.
Here's the thing. Clearly, he said it. We have two videos.
He said it, yo.
Two separate videos of him saying it.
He said it, yo.
One of which he posted himself.
But why did he reach for the lie, though? Why did he reach for the lie is the question.
I submit. And I'm sorry, it's not my submission. I apologize.
Okay.
I saw this, and I hate giving people benefit of the doubt, but this might actually have some credence to it. Somebody was like, yo, he smokes so much weed.
Yeah, he does.
It is possible that he forgot that he ever said
And
that.
yo, I know people that there are people I know that smoke like a ton of that shit. People I've worked with and just like family or whatever. They do be forgetting shit. Like, I mean, I don't smoke at all and I be forgetting shit. So I can just imagine like what's happening over there. Yeah.
So
he may have forgot those in it. He talks a lot too, and he's interviewed a lot.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep track of a lot.
Absolutely. However, here's the thing.
You shouldn't have went for Shorty like that.
Bruh.
You shouldn't have went for
not only
like that.
Not only did you
thank you, Betty.
You insinuated that she was a liar and dumb.
Right.
Did you say stupid? One of the two.
Yeah.
But when people did what you told them that they should be doing is fact checking things, you never responded.
Yeah.
So you never owned up to the fact that, here's the thing. Like if you're like Tim, but for different reasons, that's because I'm fairly certain that a lot of people that would say that this isn't important aren't coming at it from your angle. They're coming at it from the angle of hero worship. He's done all this. Why does this little thing matter?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure most people that would be defending him would come from that angle.
Oh, yo, 100%. That's not me. I don't really have.
Yeah.
Like, look, as much, Stan Lee is my boy, and I don't consider him a hero.
Right. So, like, if you are coming at it from that perspective, here's why it's important. Number one, this conversation is a part of a bigger conversation.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, in my research, I have seen a lot of people accuse Killer Mike of the same thing that the brother was talking about, as far as the richer black folk in Atlanta treating the poor black folk a certain way and not necessarily doing these things that they say should be happening in the city to help uplift all of them.
What I do know is just from personal experience.
Yeah,
I was the poor kid.
Yeah,
and I've been around the ones that weren't, and there are a lot of judgments.
Yeah,
with the parents judgment. It's there. It's a lot of that, and I didn't have any white friends until I was like an adult.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So this is all black people, and there have been times when I have befriended people who come from families of greater means than mine.
Yeah.
And it's always I was in someone's house once, me and Sean Black, to record. We were in there to record. And this guy, and I didn't think about it at the time, not till later. This guy had his neighbors come over with a video camera and start like interviewing us. I'm like, oh, that's different. Found out later it was done because we poor and from a hood, and we up here in this neighborhood where this guy has thousands of dollars of equipment in his basement, and just on the off chance that we might circle back, break in and steal something, they got us on video. So I'm just look. So
I
don't make it rain.
Right?
I just report the weather.
So all that, right? So imagine you do all that, but these people are also on national television all the time, bigging up this area, talking about how anybody can do anything they want in this area. So
I get it.
That is why this is.
You add the further context to it. It's like the poor kid like me hears that and go, where? What Atlanta part of Atlanta you talking about? Right. So to inject yourself, you would have been better off shutting the fuck up. Yeah.
Because to inject yourself in this conversation, this specific conversation, not just, he calls Atlanta Wakanda. No, he calls Atlanta Wakanda, tying that to Atlanta being romanticized as a place for black people.
Right.
And you interject yourself into this conversation to lie and say you've never said this.
Said that.
And then when you get, and then on top of all that, to make a bold claim that if you fact checked, you wouldn't be looked at as stupid or a liar. And then people fact checked you and turns out you're the liar and you never comment again. You never respond to it again.
It's too late to fall back.
You can't tell me that you got this notification from this sister who tagged you once in a larger conversation that was not about you specifically, but on this post where you quote tweeted her, and there are thousands of people under that commenting, showing you where you said this. You don't get that notification, though. That notification you never saw.
Nah, he ain't said it.
And he's made several tweets since then. Has not acknowledged it once.
Oh, he's trying to bury that one. That's
yes.
he's trying to bury that
Absolutely.
one. Yo,
absolutely.
Fun fact. I did 9 albums in roughly 5 or 6 years to bury my first one because I didn't like the sound quality and I didn't want people to think that was all I was capable of doing.
Facts.
So I recognize when you're trying to bury the bones. We know where the bodies are hidden, though.
We know where the bodies are hidden. They dug the bitches up, brought them to your front door, knocked on your door. You opened them, looked at it, and went back in the house.
Yeah.
So
when you get the full context, because for me, this is the first thing I connected to when he said, when the thing was, they don't like him calling it Wakanda. I'm thinking he's calling it that because there's a lot of black people there.
Right.
No, when you listen to what he's spoken about when he referred to it as that and the context around it, no, because I'm telling you, just from personal experience, I've seen the disparity of it's we got ours, why can't you get yours?
Yep.
It's that sort of thing. It's not we made it, so now we gotta. There are some with that mentality of
absolutely
of turning back around and trying to do this. Some with that, but from my personal experience, that was not the bulk of it. I have met those others too, but they were few and far in between.
Right.
Like
absolutely.
there was one guy, who used to commonly refer to me and Marlon as underprivileged niggas. So because he come from and why he would come down to where we was, I don't know. Maybe looking for some credibility, some authenticity. Right. I don't know why he would come to Emerson Village. Those of you outside of Maryland and Baltimore, right, who don't understand what Emerson Village was and is,
I'm about to say,
You probably don't understand why I'm saying why someone would come from where his parents could afford for him to live and hang down to an Emerson Village. I will never know. I don't ever know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna just say this: can anything good come from Nazareth? That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like,
so
shit,
Michael, I am disappointed. Not again.
Not overly surprised because you always caught
just a little bit.
Just a little,
yeah.
I feel you.
Just a little bit, and it's like, all right, you tripping, a little bit. Like, no, now you tripping hard.
Yeah.
This is.
But there has been time though, just like what Devin said, and Marissa even commented on it. Like when Devin was talking about how it kind of smelled of tokenism over there with a lot of that. And Marissa was like, he went back for token helpings with Kemp. Yes, he did. Seems like shoe fits.
Yeah.
Because it's not like it's just a one-off. He did the same thing with Kemp. So I'm just saying, I'm not gonna completely say he don't care. I'm gonna say that he don't care, he don't actually care, and it's performative. What I will say is that he has certain blinders.
Yeah. He's indoctrinated to a certain degree, beyond anything that any consciousness or awakening could easily fix.
And to be honest, to be self-reflecting about it, I think we all are indoctrinated.
Oh,
yeah. I lean towards the poverty perspective, defending them because I come from that shit, right? But because I am probably a bit more self-reflecting than my man Mike right here, I recognize the bias. I know I lean that way. I know I do.
But he also doesn't necessarily come from that.
No, he doesn't.
Again, the idea is his family was people. They was when I say people, I'm saying they had some shit going for them.
That's and that's the thing. Like, he even acknowledges it when he says things like when he talks about his experience in Atlanta and then tries to project that as the experience of all of those
Right.
kids down there, that let you know that
Yeah.
he leans into the. Oh yeah, it was great. It's great. Is
Right.
it? Is
No,
it?
it's not
Is
really
it
how that
though?
works. It's not
Is
really
it
how that
though?
works.
For everybody, all of them.
Yeah.
Both of them. Both of them. Is it? Is it? Is it really?
That's not.
For everybody?
Man.
No. That's like somebody taking. You got to take this example from the year period that I'm speaking of, the 80s, right? That's like somebody saying Cook's Lane represents all the whole Emerson Village area,
Right.
Nah, B.
No, my God.
No,
Not at
no,
all.
B.
Not at all.
Nah.
Because to get to Cook's Lane, you gotta go across mansions.
There's literally mansions.
Literally mansions
in between Cook's Lane and Emerson Village. There are mansions right there. Like
literal mansions. We're not exaggerating. Like that's not an exaggeration.
No.
Like during Christmas time, these places
This how I
could
know
win awards.
This how I know you a village nigga. Because every village nigga knows that. Every village niggas know when you go past
During
Emerson
Christmas
Village
time.
Shopping Center and you see them. Yo, one of them did win one. The one that's kind of triangle.
Yeah.
It won one.
Yeah. And they do it every year.
Yo, and where you think we went at trying to when the night I learned I'm not a stick-up kid. Where you think we was at? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we was at. Right up there. Like shit.
Oh my goodness. So
that's hilarious.
It's like, come on, guys.
Yeah, he's definitely conditioned.
Yeah.
And look, like I said, I'm not trying to throw the baby out with the bathwater and say that a lot of the stuff that he's trying to do isn't whatever. No, I'm not gonna do that because I do know that humans are nuanced.
Yeah.
I do know humans are nuanced. We're all garbage, right? But some of the garbage is an empty can, and some garbage still has a little bit of food in it that possibly could be consumed by someone that's really hungry without them getting sick.
Yeah,
that's pretty much.
And some of it still has a bunch of food in it that's rancid now.
Exactly, that's horrible. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to throw. Yo, Palm said he know that. I know you know because you village adjacent. Nigga.
What up, Eddie?
Napalm was village adjacent. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
He was up in that Catonsville. Yeah, listen.
Yeah, yo. So it's. I'm not like I said, like you said, you're not. You don't necessarily. It's. I already had my eye on you. Now my eyes open.
Yeah. Now you did something to confirm. A feeling a vibe I was getting.
Yeah, that's
just as an aside. You know, I so rarely do this, but I have to caution Addie not to troll the live stream. I rarely troll the live. Okay. I rarely.
Anyway,
I don't do that often.
Yeah. But. So next, what do we want to do next? Well, you know what? Since Addie came in, Chun-Li missing.
Yo, this is so stupid, yo. This is so stupid.
All right. So for those that don't know, you're living under a rock or you grew up with a stick in your butt. The Mortal Kombat movie franchise has been rebooted, and we got a trailer this past week that was.
Do you want to play the trailer so they can see the trailer?
I don't. Can we?
Yeah, I don't know because this is going on. This is going on Spotify too. They can't see it.
Yeah, they can't see it.
And the audio, it's not like some of the other things. Like they can at least listen to the audio of the person talking.
Yeah, it's not really helpful.
Yeah,
we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. All right. But this is, ladies and gentlemen, this is why you need to subscribe to the YouTube channel.
You really need to subscribe to the YouTube
or follow the Facebook page. This is one of the reasons. But anyway, the trailer came out. It was absolutely amazing, and it is what it is. So
before we get into, I just want to say that I loved it, but there were some things that got me a little, I don't know, concerned. Okay. Everybody looks so small. Everybody looks so small.
I actually like that.
You know, like
I actually like that though. That was my first thought. Not my first thought. It came to me with Raiden.
Yeah.
Raiden was the one that made me be like,
kind of dinky.
huh. Yeah, you know.
No, listen, bro. I was ecstatic that he was Asian. Because I always thought that was crazy to me.
Yeah, it was
to do that with Christopher Lambert. Like that was crazy. But I enjoyed that. But they all seem very dinky.
Yeah.
Kano seems dinky and under his.
I'm fine with Kano.
He got no guns. No, Kano was a thug, yo.
Yeah, fine. But he was also like Kano reminds me of a scavenger.
Yo, you're so. First of all, you
I'm wrong.
Respect on Kano's name.
Wait. Am I wrong though? He don't give you scavenger vibes.
That's not the point. Listen,
scavengers,
black dragons, nigga, black dragons.
That's fine, but scavengers don't tend to be smaller. I'm fine with Kano being smaller.
Look, the black dragons were eating out in the streets.
I get it, but come on, bro. Kano's a scavenger. I don't care what nobody says. Kano's a scavenger.
Call my man a jackal, a hyena.
I'm fine with him being small. Like I don't.
He does give off that hyena energy, but listen,
yo.
I was like, come on, man, my man need to be.
Listen. I understand why you have that issue. I just here's
and I like his beard.
I don't care about his beard. Here's what has always been my thing, ever, and we can thank Michael Jai White for this.
Mm-hmm.
I will 10 times out of 10 prefer the story. And when I say story, I'm not just talking about writing. I'm talking about whatever the project is.
Yeah.
The project being overall good versus some type of visual accuracy. If we can't get both.
Well, okay. So you're basically saying, right. I feel you. But the thing is, we can't in a world where we're creating whole universes on film, it doesn't seem to me to be that big of an imposition.
My thing is, I don't think two things. I don't think that this is a big budget thing.
Oh, that caught me too. I caught that vibe too.
I don't feel like this is a big budget thing. And my second thing is, what if there were bigger people that auditioned and they just didn't get it?
That could be it too. I just
and
don't want
might have had the time period that they wanted.
That's
to
true.
Get
I just don't want shit to look like just cosplay. That's my whole issue. Like,
hold up.
There's such a thing as immersion.
Absolutely, you know? But looking at the fight scenes, does that shit look like cosplay?
No. And to be honest, with the exception, Goro looked better than he looked in the original. And the lightning from Raiden didn't look crazy either. And I saw somebody did a comparison of, when Scorpion throws the little thing come out his hand, how it looked in the original versus how it looked this one. The original, you clearly see it was it was janky.
Yeah,
it was janky.
It didn't.
Hey, Jonathan, I don't think Johnny Cage is in this.
I don't think Johnny Cage is in it. I think Cody is our avatar.
Yep.
Johnny Cage, his role that he played, he was the avatar for the audience.
But he shouldn't have been. I'm explaining to you why he shouldn't have been. Because the average person is not a movie star.
You're correct.
You know what I'm saying? So he should not have been the eyes with which we see he should not have been that.
I'll give you that.
We might need a Cody.
Yeah, I think it's Cody.
We might need a Cody.
So that means Sonya might not have a love interest, or
maybe Cody might get
maybe Cody might be. I mean,
Cody might get better.
It is what it is. But
I'm there for the ass kicking and lightning bolts. I ain't really there for the romance.
The blood sickles
and the spines getting ripped out.
The ice walls.
I'm there for that.
By his foot stomping on the ground and then throwing you through the.
I'm with that. I'm here for that.
I'm here for the get over here. I'm here for those.
I'm here for the. Raiden better do that.
Yo,
I
I'm
want to
here,
hear.
I'm here for the Jax wins. I'm here for the finish him. I'm here for all these things. Like generally, this is not for new generally.
No, I don't think so. But so it is a reboot, though. It's not like a continuation to the ocean. It's a reboot. So in some ways, I'm sure one of their goals is to introduce a new generation to it. But the thing about Mortal Kombat is it's never really been out of pop culture since it's been here. Like the game is hot.
Has sufficiently done its job in keeping the name in the popular eye. It has. Like, and getting this, because there was supposed to be one a couple years ago. It just never came to fruition.
I'm kind of glad it didn't. I saw what they was. I literally have the.
And
DVD.
there was a web series too.
Yo, I have the intro where they introed all of the characters and their origins. Raiden was in an insane asylum because they thought that he's walking around saying he's a god. I mean, right. So, but he really was though. He really was though. You know what I'm saying? So, and actually, that shit was not. It was not bad. It was not bad.
Not necessarily, but my issue with it is, I don't want Mortal Kombat to be grounded in reality.
Neither.
I think that the story itself is grounded in the adequate amount of reality that it needs to be grounded in.
Yeah, because you have, first of all, Earthrealm.
Yes.
Earthrealm needs to be the reality-based shit.
Yes.
But because it exists, right, where other realms, this was my beef with the first Thor movie.
Yeah.
Like Midgard is boring.
Right.
And then you took it to one of the most boringest places on Midgard, a dust bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like come on, like I see Midgard all the time. Midgard is lame.
Every day.
Show me some Asgard shit. If they done went to Laurel, Russet.
It's different. Yeah,
it's different.
Honestly, even if they had somehow gone to Scandinavia in the first movie,
it
would have made sense.
But it would have made sense though, because that's what the whole Norse thing.
Right. Yeah. It would have made sense, but whatever. Regardless, who am I to tell them 23 movies later?
It's Marvel Studios at this point. Like, allow me with my vlogging ass to shut the fuck up. Right.
Needless to say, you can tell we're excited about this. And generally, if you're, again, this isn't necessarily, I'm sure that they have the goal of bringing in new fans, but it's not necessarily for new fans. It's fan service. It's clearly fan service.
Oh, from that trailer clearly looks like fan service to me.
Yo, they're going with the original Sub-Zero.
Can we stop downplaying and criticizing fan service?
No, fan service is a great thing when done right.
When done right, fan service is awesome. Listen, I'm a fan. I want to be serviced. So if you taking a portion of my fandom, I expect my fandom to be in some way reaffirmed.
Absolutely.
So you're using this to make a shit ton of money. That's cool. Nothing wrong with that. I don't own the shit, but I'm telling you, you're trying to play off of the fact that it does have popularity. And who you popular with? The consumer.
You gotta reach back.
Show me some shit that goes, that's my Kano. That's my Raiden. That's my, like, I need to feel that, and that you respect the source material and you're not just using it as a cash cow. Because I want you to make money, but I want you to make, like, I love the fact that Marvel made money.
Yeah, I want you to make money because I want you to keep making the things that I like.
But I want you to make the things that I like. That's the condition.
Yes.
Make the things that I like. You know what I'm saying?
That is the condition. You make the things that I like, and I grant you the ability to continue to do so.
I shall grant you these dollars. Take my money.
Yo.
But you gotta give me what I like, though. That's all.
Looking at that beginning of the trailer when Jax runs up on Sub-Zero.
Don't put, see, what have we learned? What have we learned? You don't run up on Sub-Zero and be faking. I loved it. I like that.
Amazing.
I like that.
Because I was like, when I watched, I don't remember. I think the first time I clicked the video, I didn't click the video. It was like suggested and it popped up. So
Napalm ass bringing up DC. No shots at DC.
It was. I didn't click on it. I didn't realize that it was a Mortal Kombat trailer, right?
Because there's been so many fake fan made ones.
That too.
So it's kind of hard to know where to. But this was on IGN, so I knew it wasn't. Yeah.
Well, when I saw the scene where he shot, and then Sub-Zero freezes everything, and then grabs his wrists, and then the ice starts to go up his arm.
Get over here. No, nigga, go like, over there.
My initial thought was like, one, this is real.
Yeah.
Two, that's Jax. Oh,
Jax.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jax being played, by the way, by Jimmy Olsen from the Supergirl show.
Word.
Yeah, that's Jimmy Olsen. You know what I'm saying? He's been in quite a few things. Quite a few things. But no, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. But to this Chun-Li situation.
Okay, so there are stereotypes that exist, right?
Yeah.
And one of the things I say on this show often when we run across somebody perpetuating a stereotype is why? You could have you had other choices.
Yeah, like you could have shut the fuck up.
You could have shut the fuck up.
You could have shut the fuck up.
You could have took Killer Mike's advice and did some fact checking. I mean, you could have.
It's nice that he took his own advice.
And then the worst part, I mean, hey, it is what it is. First, so keep that in mind as I say what I'm going to say about this article.
Okay.
The very first thing that I noticed that it's an article from Jezebel.com. And what is their tagline? A supposedly feminist website. I'm not going to go into any detail. If you caught that, you caught it. Let's move forward. Who forgot to invite Chun-Li to the Mortal Kombat?
Oh, I don't know. The same people that forgot to invite Ryu. What the fuck is wrong with these people?
This person's name is Shannon Malero.
Okay.
I don't say this. Never mind. I'll get back to that.
I'll get back to
that.
I'll get back to say stop posing.
Hey, I'll get back to that. Cinema is back, baby, and in a big way.
No, it ain't.
Forget the auteur films of award season where two people stand at the edge of a cliff somewhere in Great Britain, pining for each other, but never finding a way to make their relationship work.
I'm with her with that.
There is a new Mortal Kombat hitting HBO Max, and life is fucking good.
Sorry.
Scorsese is shaking in his oversized spectacles.
See, this is why y'all need to be subscribed to the channel so you can see the expression on my face when he said Scorsese.
Probably for the 15th time, the trailer for the latest film version that brings to life the gore of the original video game. The trailer itself is worthy of at least 2 Oscars for its special effects and stunt coordination.
She's doing a lot over here.
Specifically for the preview of a scene where Sub-Zero turns his enemy's blood.
That was mean.
What?
Mean.
But being the astute film critic that I am,
let's talk about it.
I immediately clocked a glaring error in the film. Where in all the realms is Chun-Li? If there is a battle for the fate of Earth, then don't we need all of the greatest warriors gathered, which would include Chun-Li and her spinning bird kick that can knock a man's head clean off? Sounds like a pretty big plot hole to me that the ultimate street fight, that's funny, is supposed to be won by a ragtag team held by Sonya Blade. No offense to the Sonya stands. Absence of Chun-Li aside, the trailer is the dog's bollocks, a term I learned from watching The Bridge, also on HBO Max. If you're into competition shows, I'm going to come back to that because that is very telling. And the extremely bloody, action-packed film, which is a super realistic study on the cross-section of Kung Fu and elemental magic, will premiere on April 16th. Choose your fighter wisely. There's an update to this article. Update, 4:39 p.m. Jezebel has discovered the answer to our question about Chun-Li's erasure. And it is that Chun-Li is not a part of Mortal Kombat.
No. What we not going to do is let y'all update your way out of this roasting.
Yo,
we're not going to let you update your way out of this roasting.
No way.
Listen. You know what was crazy about that entire article? Because I'm acting like the update didn't even happen. Fuck that. Listen, what's crazy about that is they'd have been better off. She'd have looked less crazy had she said, "Where's Superman in all of this?" Because at least there was a game.
There's
where Mortal Kombat
they did injustice. They
right.
did. Yeah,
there was more MK versus DC.
Yeah.
There was a game.
Yeah.
Use what? So why didn't you say? So you mean to tell me the fate of the world is at stake and there's no King Kong? Like what the fuck? Like really? Is that what we doing? So you telling me they don't got James Bond in Mortal Kombat? Y'all crazy? Y'all bugging? Y'all bugging? Fuck out of here! Fuck out of here! So One Punch Man, they omitted a One Punch Man. He's not in. Maybe All Might is missing too. How about that? She said, "Stop posing. Stop posing." Because it's ugly. Because there are people who, for whatever their reason is, they don't get involved with the pop culture shit. That's not what they into. They got other interests outside of that. Maybe a lot of people feel that it's gaudy. You know, it's whatever. But don't pretend that you know when you don't know.
Let me read the headlines of some of her other contributions to the website. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine a 7-step procedure for opening and serving a Diet Coke to Donald Trump. That's probably a funny article. That's probably hilarious.
I mean, the title is.
Yeah, it's probably hilarious. Let me see. Have you considered watching professional wrestling lately?
See, now, why do I have a feeling that she posing again? Like she knows something about wrestling? Because it is.
Vice President Kamala Harris calls mass exodus of women from the workplace a national emergency, which it is.
Okay.
That sounds like you might know what you're talking about.
She might know what she's talking about.
Okay. We're allowed to have more than one great black tennis player at a time.
I'll give you that.
Okay. I'll give you that. Right. Taylor Swift's re-recorded "Love Story" is a gift and better than the original. I don't know. Maybe.
I have no idea.
Maybe. Let me see. Sierra and Russell Wilson's marriage sounds utterly exhausting.
I still, once again, I know not. I don't.
Yeah, I don't. Okay. The Mandalorian is an ally.
Okay. I mean, listen. I don't know what she's referring to, but I do know. I watched the show, so.
Yeah. I did that to say, clearly this isn't your specialty, right? Because here's the thing. Jezebel.com belongs to the group that owns the AV Club, Deadspin, Gizmodo, Kotaku,
also The Onion,
Life Hacker, The Root, The Onion. So
it's a mixed bag.
This isn't a budget thing, right? So what I'm saying is, Multiworld is kind of a budget thing.
Oh, please believe it's a budget thing.
But listen. My point. I know that I'm into comics. Cyrus the Virus is into comics.
I dabble from time to time.
Tombstone the Dead Man is into comics. even though we are on a budget and their budget is a lot higher than ours is,
fairly certain.
I would never.
And The Rock
I would never have Chrissy do an article on comics.
And why is that?
Because it's not her forte.
It's not her field of expertise.
Right.
You put people where they're good, or the way we used to say back when we were 5%ers, yo, you got to put me where I'm God at. So why have her do it when she clearly has never played Mortal Kombat, or maybe saw it somebody playing, or maybe she did one time, grab a controller and that's neat. But she clearly isn't somebody that knows what she's talking about when it comes to that.
And then the Sonya disrespect, because
wasn't that weird?
Sonya is the first lady. Now, of course, Katana.
No, it's Sonya.
But
it's Sonya.
I'm just saying there might be some out there that's super.
I mean, they might feel that way, but they'll get shot because Sonya ain't with that.
Facts.
Sonya ain't with that.
The first lady of Mortal Kombat, the way that Chun-Li is the first lady of Street Fighter.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because to be frank with you, we didn't know at a certain point could we trust Katana. She's played. We didn't know that, but Sonya was for Earth Realm.
Facts.
Sonya was for Earth Realm.
So not only do you not know Mortal Kombat, one of the reasons that you said, well, clearly, but one of the reasons that you said that you what did she say? One of the reasons she said that she noticed that Chun-Li was missing was because of how astute a movie critic you are.
Right.
So that means you're cap on that too, because that means you didn't watch the first Mortal Kombat.
I was about to say that. I was like, so you obviously didn't watch the first one
because that's the entire point.
Yo, was Chun-Li in the first one?
Ragtag group, and
Sonya ragtag now. Really? Sonya ragtag now.
You got to put some respect on her name.
We not doing that.
It was a ragtag group. The two experienced among them were Sonya and Jax.
These are trained military.
Yeah,
Sonya's ragged. Man, Sonya will grab you with them legs
and
had you flipping all over the screen. Like, what the fuck?
I just don't. And so going back to my original statement about stereotypes.
Yeah, because this is bad. And it need not be, because guess who was one of the first people I saw in the arcade when the game came out playing Mortal Kombat?
Women.
A girl.
Well, girls. Yeah.
A girl. Yo, when I was over there playing Samurai Showdown.
Mm-hmm.
I heard something go, get over here.
Mm-hmm.
I turn around. It's a bunch of people around the.
Mm-hmm. And his internet went out. But yeah, so I specifically in that scenario that I gave a little while ago about comics in Multiworld, I didn't say that I wouldn't ask Chrissy to do an article on gaming. Why is that? Because she games. She's a bit of a gamer. Now, obviously, if you're looking at the comments on the YouTubes, the first crack at the article would likely go to Adequate.
You bastards.
Okay, all right, calm down. First crack at that article would probably go to Adequate because Adequate has his own gaming channel. But
yes, he does.
But again, I didn't say gaming when I gave my example. I said comics because Chrissy's not really into comics, but she is into gaming. So yeah, it's just Paul, you stupid. Paul said that's the equivalent of Bryan Singer saying Wolverine is a ballroom brawler with claw. Yes, and not a highly tactical, highly trained assassin that has developed his skills over decades. Right, the ballroom brawler with claws. Yeah, bruh. again, this whole stereotype thing, I hate when people perpetuate them because there are people out here that are either ignorant or stubborn enough to feed in to these stereotypes as if they are law. And when you come around and you perpetuate these stereotypes, you give them ammunition because they think you are strengthening their argument. Which in a way you are. And here's the issue. I'm sorry, I've already addressed the issue. But here's another thing. The fact that I'm a little torn. And I want to, I don't know. Old man. Oh, what?
Goddamn internet.
Okay, all right, we get it. I got a question for you.
Uh-huh.
So was Jezebel.com in a no-win situation? Because there are several options. There are several options they could have taken after this post started getting backlash. So clearly, nobody with enough knowledge fact checked this article. Like clearly, because it was allowed to come out. So when the backlash started coming in, I feel like they were in between a rock and a hard place. Is your internet breaking up again? Yeah. Yeah,
because signal was just trash, and I'm using a 4G.
Okay. All right. So to get to the point where the article comes out, backlash happens. What was their best? What was their best way out of this? Was it to take the article down? But it's the internet. Everything on the internet is written in ink. Somebody got screenshots and receipts about it already.
Yep.
Was it B, to provide this update expressing that the author was incorrect because she was not aware that Chun-Li is not a part of Mortal Kombat? Or was it C, to play it off as a joke? What was their best?
All right, so
yeah, he's gone. Okay. I'm going to say, I don't know. The update makes them look incompetent. Just straight up incompetent. But that's just in my opinion. And I'm fairly certain that fans of the site aren't necessarily going to give them that much shit for this. I haven't really checked the comments of this particular article. I think I might have gone with
to me, they only have two, yo.
Okay.
They only have two. And the update is probably the second best thing.
Okay.
But what I think they should have done was just took that L. Take that L. Let everybody get their laughs off. Because I feel like people will it'll drive traffic. You know what I'm saying? Just take the L.
That's true.
Take the L.
But here's my thing. I think it may have been a viable option to play it off as a joke, yo.
Only because if they wanted to do that, I could have seen them getting away with it. I could see it because
their tagline is a supposedly feminist website,
right? But if they did that, what they could have done? They could have really just start roasting everybody else. They could have been like, "No, this is clearly a joke. You guys got some reading comprehension issues. You can't tell satire when you see that." They could have went that route. They could have went that route. They could have.
I think that was probably their best bet because this just make them look incompetent.
Take that out. Take it. Take it. Take that out. Take it.
It's just, oh my goodness! Like, what is going on?
Listen. It's not a bad thing necessarily that some people don't know the difference between Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter.
No, not on its own.
If you're gonna write about it,
Vacuum is fine.
yeah, if you're gonna write about it though, you should know.
Yeah, you could have done. Oh, yo, the little bit of research that it takes, the tiny bit,
yeah,
the minuscule amount of energy that you have to put forth. Let's find out. Hold on. I'm going to share my Google Chrome tab. New tab.
This is what let me know is that was spontaneous too. She thought she had a really good idea because she didn't feel like she needed to look it up. Because think about it.
Yeah.
How much does it take for you to put in Mortal Kombat roster?
Hold on, not even that. Look, watch this. Chun-Li. I just typed in Chun-Li.
Wow.
Now look at these results. Street Fighter icons. Chun-Li and Ryu are joining Fortnite.
Street Fighter. Not Mortal Kombat.
Now this second and third one wouldn't be here because this was before she wrote the article. These second two are in reference to that article.
Right.
Mortal Kombat fans confused as Jezebel asked who forgot to invite Chun-Li, and the actual article who forgot to invite Chun-Li. But biggest day on this right side, Chun-Li is a character from Capcom's Street Fighter video game series. Done.
You ain't got to go into no articles. You ain't got to go into no Wikipedia. You're done.
Right there. You don't gotta click. No, you type in Chun-Li, you hit enter, and this is where you land. Like I said, these two wouldn't be here. So what are the next two? Fortnite's next crossover is Street Fighter. Chun-Li is from. Okay, this wouldn't be here. That's funny. The Mary Sue. That is listen. If ever you have, this is just some free game. Some free game for everybody out there listening.
You got to give them some free game, yeah.
It's a free game. If you ever encounter a situation where somebody that you are competing with makes a huge gaffe, immediately take advantage. And that is what happened here. The Mary Sue is someone who is in the same vein as Jezebel.com. And here's their article. Chun-Li is from Street Fighter, not Mortal Kombat. Boom. Simple, effective marketing. Simple to the point where it's number 5 on the list of top stories when you search for Chun-Li.
Facts.
Also, someone made a Mortal Kombat poster for Chun-Li. I need to see this now.
Yo, that's crazy.
That's so dope, yo. That is
that's crazy.
Dope. That is amazing.
That is crazy.
So yeah, bro. I just here's another headline. Jezebel, a feminist website, gets skewered for asking where is Chun-Li in new Mortal Kombat movie. Bruh. I want to read one of these.
It didn't have to be, is what I'm saying.
It didn't have to be. No, it didn't have to happen. I'm gonna read one of these. I'm gonna pick one to read. All right, so should I read? Actually, you know what? Since I gave y'all the game, I'm gonna read the Mary Sue article. Right. Chun-Li is from Street Fighter, not Mortal Kombat. A breakdown of some of the iconic ladies of fighting games. They did this perfectly. There was no All right. Apparently, there are a lot of people who think Chun-Li is from Mortal Kombat or just the Nicki Minaj song. Well, no. Chun-Li, the lady with thighs from heaven and hell, is from Street Fighter, another game entirely. I initially wanted to just go full LOL, what the fuck, this is low-key racist and just really bad trolling if that's the intent with this piece. But I decided that instead I'm going to reintroduce you to some of the iconic ladies of fighting games. What? They did this masterfully. Chun-Li, Street Fighter. Let's start with the GOAT, Chun-Li, notable for being the first playable female fighter of any fighting game franchise to gain mainstream love and attention.
Facts.
She broke the glass ceiling with her legs. Chun-Li made her first appearance in Street Fighter II, The World Warrior in 1991, and has been an iconic part of the franchise ever since. A martial arts expert who is seeking revenge for her father. Katana. Despite her popularity, Katana was not the first lady of Mortal Kombat. That title belongs to Sonya Blade. Sonya Blade.
Yeah. Put some respect on the Blade name.
Still, with her Blade fan and blue costume, Katana has been iconic since she arrived on the scene in Mortal Kombat 2. Her backstory has been altered slightly over time, but basically, Katana is the princess of a realm called Edenia. She is the stepdaughter of its current leader, Shao Kahn, who she eventually works to overthrow. Mai Shiranui, Fatal Fury, and the King of Fighters. The character I'd be more prone to confusing Chun-Li with is Mai from the Fatal Fury game. She also appeared in the second game of the Fatal Fury franchise. Mai is a young ninja with the ability to create and control fire, which is pretty boss. Despite the fact that the games are not as popular as some of the others listed here, due to Mai's sex appeal, she is SNK's primary sex symbol and mascot character. This is why, despite never playing these games, I know her.
Right.
Kasumi, dead or alive. My trash. Yes, I am a DOA stan. Whatever, I take my lumps. I am a huge fan of this franchise and its many female characters, but the female face of DOA is the young red-haired ninja Kasumi. Kasumi is an OG and has led the franchise since it began in 1996 as a ninja princess who has left her clan. Kasumi is an outcast and is pursued by her younger half-sister, Ayane, who I love. Sophisha, Alexandra, Soul Calibur. I debated between Sophisha and Taki for this installment, and even Ivy, Valentine, and Talim. In the end, I think Sophisha is both one of the major figures of Soul Calibur and one of the major figures of the Soul Calibur franchise and undervalued. Nina Williams, Tekken. Nina Williams, she started off as the only female pick in the original Tekken franchise to become one of the most well-regarded female fighting game characters ever and got her own spinoff. You love to see it, folks.
And she will break you off something.
Oh, absolutely.
She will break you off something.
Ends the article with, who are some of your favorite fighting game ladies? Do you often confuse them with each other? Do you not?
See, this is how you grab content from other content. Like they literally got a whole article out of that.
Bruh. Masterful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely masterful.
Why did I miss some of these comments? Like when Napalm said that's the equivalent of Bryan Singer saying Wolverine is a barroom bro. I remember when he said that bullshit, and at the time I was furious. I went, so this is why,
disregarding his decades of intense training in several different
forms of martial arts. Now, true, Wolverine does not often use it because he leans into his healing factor and shit like that.
Right.
But when he is challenged by somebody that is skilled and as tough, physically and durably, he goes into that bag. That man knows classical sword fighting. He knows samurai sword fighting.
He's a samurai. He's a high
ninja.
He's a ninja. He's a samurai. He's a ninja. He's a high-ranking military veteran.
Right. No, he's a black ops. He's black.
He's black ops. He might as well be a Shaolin monk. Yeah.
So that's why them punches that Hugh Jackman was throwing look like that. That's why we ain't get no kick. We ain't get nothing. That's why, because Bryan Singer's punk ass who didn't know how to treat Serena when they dated. That's right. I'm bringing all of it up.
Okay. I'll allow.
This is why, don't get me wrong. I love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Yeah. He sold me on that, but that part was missing. He's not just some barroom brawler. Wolverine will get with you.
Facts.
Without the claws. Beat your ass.
Yeah.
Beat your ass.
Absolutely. You were defeated when you came across the path.
You were defeated the moment you thought of fighting his ass. Like
the moment he saw you. It was over.
You know what? I'm gonna swing on Logan when I saw him. And at that moment, you lost.
Yeah, clearly.
You lost.
Swing on who?
That's like swinging on Cap. Don't do it.
Bruh,
listen. Don't listen.
There's no way.
He might say something that annoys you. You might take it as disrespect. Talk to that man about it.
That's
He has
it.
good character.
No, I wouldn't even do that. Because
don't swing on him, yo.
Because he's a man. He is a man from a different time, and if he takes something that you say is disrespectful, it might be an issue.
Don't. Yo,
just walk away.
Anybody? I'm pretty sure nobody is watching that's listening to this podcast or watching our show hasn't seen Winter Soldier. But just in case, the off chance you haven't, just look at the boat scene. Go watch the boat scene. Watch the boat scene, and then ask if you should swing on Cap. Don't swing on Cap.
Don't swing on Cap.
I'm not swinging on Chris Evans.
No,
I'm not swinging on him now. Like no, no.
Something has to happen. something monumental has to happen.
Yeah. Like he has to have disrespected wife and kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I'm just gonna take this L because you ain't getting away with that. Right. But that's it. Like
no, I ain't gonna hold you. Listen, I may or may not have a camera set up because that would do more damage to him than anything I could do.
Facts.
I ain't even gonna hold you.
Facts.
Oh, you did what? You did what? What you gonna do about it? Nothing. To you directly. I have this video now, though.
I have a certain set of skills.
I got this video.
I have a certain set of skills.
It's about to go places. It's about to be over for you.
Yeah, your career is
but
over.
Even that, I would not say all of that while I was still within arm's reach of it. It's just not happening.
Run up on him.
That would be the caption. That would be part of the caption for the video when I post.
Run up on Cap.
No, thank you. No, thank you. All right, so we gotta get this Meek Mill thing in here.
Okay, all right.
Listen.
Wait a minute. Biddy says, have you seen the news on the new Spawn universe coming soon with She Spawn? I didn't see that, but one of the
I've
last
heard about it.
The last thing I read about it, it looked like shit was kind of shaky.
Yeah.
So I'm
I've
hoping
heard about it. I saw this dumbass. I don't know if this was McFarlane's words or not, but it was an article. You know how this thing goes. It was basically MCU fans, look out. There's a
don't do that.
Yeah, that don't type thing. And I'm like,
don't do that.
If the rumors are true about the Spawn movie not showing Spawn for 85% of the movie,
that's a problem.
Are true, then I'm not worried for the MCU.
And secondly, y'all do realize Image didn't do their universe. It's not the same thing.
No, it's not.
They didn't do their universe the same way Marvel and DC.
And here's the thing: I think it's a Spawn verse, not even an Image verse.
See, so like y'all did this before. Remember last year, around October, when y'all motherfuckers start tweeting the MCU is over because DC had a good weekend, and then Wonder Woman happened.
Yep, Wonder Woman 1984,
and then WandaVision happened.
Yeah.
Now all I hear you motherfuckers coming out your mouths is Mephisto.
Yeah, and then the story behind the Snyder Cut keeps changing.
Right,
because it wasn't going to be a movie. Then it was going to be a movie. Then it was going to be a show. Then what are we doing?
So what I'm gonna ask y'all to do, seriously, and I'm not doing this for me because it does annoy me, but that's a small thing. I'm doing it for you.
You're always annoyed.
I'm always annoyed, so that doesn't really count. Yeah, exactly. But I'm doing this for you and your public image. Stop that shit. Every time y'all hashtag some shit about the MCU is over, MCU come back and paintbrush the shit out of your face. get these spippity peps. Spippity pep. Like you getting all of those, right? You getting all of those. Like stop doing that. Y'all look dumb. Like, yo, be happy about the content you get. If you are a fan of the whole Godzilla thing going on there, that's your shit you in. Yo, be a fan of that and be happy that y'all getting y'all movie. Don't sit up there and come from the MCU because you know goddamn well y'all can't beat them. They're bigger than you are.
Facts.
You can't win.
No,
your shit isn't set up
to
win. It's not set up to win in that way. Know how you win? By making sure that the bulk of the fans of this content go and support this shit so they keep making it. Don't be coming at the MCU.
Yo, Paul said Wonder Woman, aka She-Thor, aka Spider-Woman with a laser.
He's an asshole.
Yo,
y'all gonna put some respect on one of the top 5's names, yo. But one of them on the top. She arguably top 5.
That's fine.
But I get his point though. Y'all go listen. Y'all gonna stop trying to throw all this shit up.
Tell Peggy that.
Look, I'm just saying, y'all gonna stop trying to throw all this dirt up in the air every time MCU take a break or some shit. It's over now. Y'all gonna stop doing that shit. It's not over. It ain't over till we fucking say so. Who's we? The Marvel MCU fans. Yeah. It ain't over till we say so.
That's why it's winning. Like
that's why it's winning.
As good as the product is, it would not be anything without the fans.
Yeah, stop it. No, yeah. So to be clear, no Dark Horse isn't going to have a universe in the movies that's going to do some shit.
Right.
To be clear, no Marv isn't going to have a kick-ass universe that's going to come in and do anything to fuck with them.
No.
If DC couldn't,
yeah,
I know we rag
that was
on
the best chance.
I know we rag on DC, right? But to give them their flop. This is DC motherfucking comics.
The big two.
One of the big two. If they ain't do it, stop it.
Yeah. On to Nicholas Million.
Did you just call that man Nicholas Million?
Oh, my bad. That's not his name? I thought that was his whatever.
That's hilarious.
Listen. So for those who don't know who Meek Mill is, for some strange reason, he is a Philadelphia-based rapper who has a lot of skill because he came from battle rap.
Not only that, he come from Philly.
Yeah, they do that thing.
Some niggas rapidy rap.
Beanie, whatever you like. Beanie,
niggas you never heard of.
Will Smith, whatever you like, whatever you like is there.
Niggas that never got on.
Facts.
Rap their ass off. I know some. Niggas rap, yo. Niggas rap. Period.
Mm-hmm. So, the only issue, though, I mean, and you know, he's relatively popular. He be having
Twitter fingers, but go ahead.
Only issue is he keeps catching L's. He keep doing dumb shit. I don't like. Why is he so dumb? Where are the people that are supposed to wrangle him? I don't understand.
You know
whether
what it
it's whether it's the Nicki Minaj thing, whether it's the Drake thing. Whether it's the kids on the corner with the squeegees, whether it's whatever, he stays doing some dumb shit.
He makes bad decisions like that shit
all the time.
That shit with Tekashi the other week.
Right.
He makes bad decisions, yo.
And the hits keep going. How is Black Twitter reacting to Meek Mill's song referencing Kobe Bryant? Spoiler alert, it's going bad. Meek Mill has famously rapped about his dreams and nightmares. Well, this new song of his may just be a plain nightmare for him. On Wednesday, a snippet of his entitled song with Lil Baby began to surface on social media, and there was one particular lyric that stood out like the sorest of thumbs. The lyric in question, "If I ever lack, I'm going out with my chopper. It'll be another Kobe." If it isn't already obvious in the most sobering and jarring way possible, the lyric references the death of basketball star Kobe Bryant. That said, what in the utterly disrespectful fuck? Was that even necessary? As you know, many fans were left in a state of shocked mourning in early 2020 when we all found out 41-year-old Kobe and his 13-year-old daughter were killed in a helicopter crash in Calabasas, California. Recently, the National Transportation Safety Board, when I say recently, I mean like weeks, like a week or so before this came out, the National Transportation Safety Board determined that the helicopter pilot was abandoned his training to navigate the heavy cloudy conditions in the lead up to the tragic crash, essentially violating federal standards, noting TMZ's egregiously gross decision to report the news before LA County officials could notify the family, as well as releasing a visual of the crash site for clicks via the first responders, prompting Kobe's widow, Vanessa, to file a lawsuit against the LA Sheriff's Office. It's pretty safe to say there were many reasons why a reference to the helicopter would be off-putting, to say the very least. Okay, they left out one thing. Recently it's been determined that what caused the crash was not a malfunction of the chopper. The pilot suffered from a rare form of disorientation that pilots get sometimes, where you lose depth perception. So not even just depth perception. When it was going down, he has the concept that it's going up.
So my question is, how did they got this? Was he talking at the time before the crash? How did how do they determine that that's what happened?
I have no idea. I have no idea how they found that out, but I just know that they have recently put that out. That that he suffered from a rare form of disorientation that happens, but doesn't happen that often. Where he saw down is up. So as it was going down, it just makes it's all the more terrifying.
Yeah,
because it wasn't a situation where something happened with the chopper and he's like, okay, there's something wrong, I'm trying to get it under control. No, everybody else that was riding on that helicopter had no idea what was going on.
And what makes this, and this is what I mean by making bad decisions.
I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Everybody on that helicopter had no idea what was going on. Not everybody else, including
him. Yeah, he didn't know either. But what makes it bad, Meek, is that man died in there with his kid. Listen. Don't make no references about Kobe. Don't. That situation is jacked up. It's fucked up for so many fucking reasons. Stop that shit. Stop it.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Well, the article goes on. The short and late sports icon will be a name likely included in many future hip-hop references, and understandably so. But this wasn't even effective. In addition to it being plain cruel, yes, I get the play on words with the slang term for gun, but to do that using the method in which Kobe and his daughter were tragically killed, fuck is wrong with you, Mick?
Oh, look. They brought up saying, yo, this is not... If you're going to talk about Kobe in your rhymes, reference him being a cobra, goat, something like that.
Talk about his shitty attitude on the court.
Right.
Talk about any of it.
Right. But don't bring up his death, yo.
I'm even fine. I don't like it, but I'm even fine with bringing up the rape accusations at this point. At this point, not when he first died. That was tasteless.
Talk about him being a ball hog. Like, do that.
Right.
Do that.
Talk about all these things. But the tragic, okay, so the fuck is wrong with you, Meek? Seriously, this isn't cool, man. Not cool at all. As expected, and the real reason I even know about this damn song, Black Twitter was incensed.
Of course they were.
Meek Mill said, "What about Kobe going out with your chopper?" And this is a picture with the caption, "You raggedy bitch." Every time Meek Mill opens his mouth, this picture makes more sense. It's a picture of, is that Cass? Yeah, Cass looking at Meek.
Look at 21 Savage looking at him.
Savage looking at Meek. Like,
no, that's not Casanova. I don't know who that is. That ain't Cass though.
But they looking at this nigga like, what the fuck are you talking about? Meek Mill being an embarrassment, a thread. Ooh, I kind of want to look at this. Yeah, that's what we're doing. It's what we're doing.
It's what's for dinner.
We're here now. Let me see. Chestnut Checkers. Meek Mill says, "Play the game like a king." Where's the okay, hold up. Where I can't find this particular thread is confusing the hell out of me because it's he took a picture of his ashy knees while in the pool.
It's pretty
and posted that. Okay, bunny hopping for the white man. He's literally bunny hopping while on a tennis court. Yeah, that's happening.
I'm
not sure. I'm not sure.
What the fuck?
I'm not sure. The one where he slides down all those icy steps and lands into snow-covered bushes.
Now that was a fail. But I'm not gonna fuck with him too much about that because listen, ice is ice.
That can happen to anybody.
Ice is ice. Now what's fucked up is the video got out.
Yeah,
that's fucked up.
Facts.
That got anybody.
Let me see the aforementioned story that I talked about, where with him and the little boys, we gave a group of 7 boys like $10.
Yeah.
One of the weakest. This is in modern history. Yeah, the whole situation.
But maybe he ain't had no cash on him. Maybe
Then don't give him anything and don't record it and don't upload it.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
I just know what makes this even worse because he has DJ Academics going at him every day on his Twitch, and just when you have a dude like DJ Academics, who by no means is not no street dude. But he talking major reckless shit. Spicy as fuck.
Adobo sazon.
And we not gonna act like Academics doesn't have a big audience. He does. He has a big audience. So now he's coloring the narrative about you. And then you do corny shit like this, which reaffirms the shit he's saying. You can't make Run DMC said this shit a long time ago. I've lived by it since I heard it. Actually, before I heard that, they just put words to it.
Right.
Never let a punk get away with murder. And that's what he's doing by allowing Academics to be right about him and talk crazy. And the shit Academics is talking at the same time acknowledging he would snitch on Meek, saying, if he put his hands on me, I'm a civilian. I'm calling the police. He gets something. Yeah, he's saying all of that, and while talking the shit that should get you punched in the mouth for on sight, and it's like, but you giving him all of it.
Yep,
you giving him all of this ammo. Shit is absurd, yo.
He actually responded to the backlash, but I can't.
He did?
Yeah, it was a dumbass response too.
And I like what they said at the end of this article. Meek has been doing his thing when it comes to being active in the fight for criminal justice system reform, but that certainly doesn't absolve him from being called out when he's out of turn, and he's out of turn quite often.
Right.
Like
all the time.
I completely agree that I appreciate him coming home and not just saying, well, at least I'm home, and actually trying to use his celebrity to make some changes. But dude, don't undercut the good shit you're doing with all this fuck shit.
Here we go. Somebody promo a narrative and y'all follow it. Y'all internet antics cannot stop me. Shit like Zombieland or something.
So that's what you did. That was again, but it's on brand. He makes the worst life decisions. For instance, that tweet, that tweet, like,
come on, guys.
I need you not to stop it. Like yo, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if this qualifies as us fussing or us just being so disappointed.
I'm disappointed. However, reading a little bit of this article, however, Meek strongly disagreed with the backlash, calling those who are upset about the line "zombies that need to wake up." The 33-year-old took to Twitter to share, starts tweeting, "They paying to influence y'all now. It's almost like mind control. Wake up." Later adding, "Somebody promo a narrative and y'all follow it. Y'all internet antics cannot stop me. Shit like Zombieland or something, LOL." And it seems there are people who support Meek's wordplay, mentioning other famous rappers who have teetered the line of respectability. How is that helpful? Okay, let me explain. let me explain. Allow me to explain how words work and how humans work and all this other good stuff, or bad stuff, depending on your perspective. Somebody brought up Biggie rapped about blowing up like the World Trade Center. Here's the difference. Here's the difference. Number one. While both are tragic scenarios, absolutely, without a question. One is a reference to a person, and this isn't why it's more disrespectful. This is why it's more stupid. One is a reference to a specific person who is pretty much universally loved in the community that you are serving. A specific reference about a specific person. The other is a generalization that happens to be related to a real life event.
Right.
They are not the same thing.
Right.
They are not the same thing.
Right.
Someone else commented with a reference to Lil Wayne's verse where he references Emmett Till as a punchline.
Yeah, he's trash too.
And he says Lil Wayne was not canceled. The difference here, and this difference is not in that it not being as stupid or not being as bad or blah, blah,
Right.
blah. No,
But he's trash too.
it's just as trash as the Kobe thing, if not worse.
He's on brand.
The difference here is Wayne actually apologized.
And Meek doubled down on the dumb
Wayne
shit.
didn't double down as much as Wayne shouldn't have said the shit in the first place.
Wayne said a lot of shit he shouldn't have said.
Exactly. But he didn't do the double down. He apologized.
Yeah. So Meek went out there and doubled down. And I get why Meek doubled down, though. I'm going to tell you why. We had 4 years of president double down. And a lot of people took from that. You can be wrong just as long as you're strong about it. And a lot of people have ran with that example.
Yeah.
Don't give the horse what they want. I mean, at a certain point, if somebody comes to me, if a bunch of people come to me, right, about something I did, and or something I said that was ill-informed or completely out of pocket, I got two choices. I could say, fuck y'all. I said what I said. And keep it moving. But then I can't whine about backlash.
No, you got to deal with those consequences.
Fucking with me anymore.
Yeah, you got to deal with those consequences.
You could absolutely say, yo, I said what I said. I stand on that. Cool.
Okay.
Then you can't whine when people stop fucking with you.
You did some dumb shit and you doubled down too, bro. Look at you
go. Right? So, or you can say, look, I ain't mean for that to come out that way. That's not how I meant that. So I apologize because I see what it's doing to people now. Right. And I see how I should have got my thoughts together better on that. And then people go on with their lives and you go on with your brand. Right. You go on conducting business.
Because there will still be people talking about how wrong you were, and there will still be people defending you.
That's right.
The difference is you haven't given them more ammunition.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta sometimes the best thing to do is to not let that they don't die on certain hills, y'all.
Yeah.
Certain hills ain't worth dying on for real.
Yeah, yeah.
Certain hills ain't worth dying on. Like, yo, especially when the shit that
I would argue that most hills aren't worth dying on.
Well, yeah, most aren't worth dying on. Except for staying the fuck out of my house. I don't over there.
I understand.
Just doing shit with uninvited
for you to bring it up
on my lawn and all that other shit too. Like that.
Yeah, man. People don't need to hear this. On that. The vast majority of people listening have never been anywhere near your house.
Napalm's listening. Okay. He ain't been up here yet though. So
see,
you listening?
Yeah, but that's different.
You been up here? You been up here? I mean, just saying. Put that out
there. You are just saying. But me.
Trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers.
It's
you know you fucked up when you got me quoting Drake.
I mean,
you fucked up.
Yeah,
you fucked up.
I can argue with that assessment. I can't argue with that assessment.
You fucked up. You fucked up. Just admit you fucked up, yo. That shit, that line didn't need to be said. Yo, you are a phenomenal MC. This nigga rap.
Mm-hmm.
He rap.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't. That's it.
That's the best that
you ain't take. You ain't take 1 second to go. You know what?
But that's what somebody said. Like, yo, because it was some comedians, so they already have their idea on what's off limit about how they feel about that.
What do you think they
do? Well, I mean, they're comedians. They
got a point of view. They have a point of view.
They tend to lean towards nothing's off limits.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But they did admit there are stipulations that go with the whole off limits thing. Like time is one of them. And the material has to be good.
Yeah, it should be good.
That wasn't a good line. There was a throwaway line.
That's what I mean, yo. You let fella get you jammed up, yo.
Yeah,
that's crazy. You let fella get you, yo. That's chopper gun. Come on, dog.
Right. Because that's the best thing I could have said.
Like I said, the boy can rap.
I wonder whose song it is. I wonder if it's his song or Lil Baby's song.
That makes it even worse if it's somebody else's song. You getting dragged while somebody else's song that you was on and shit. That's terrible.
Right.
That's terrible.
Right. I just wish Mill would stop doing dumb shit.
Well, unfortunately, you wishing that he stopped is wishful thinking. He's not. That shit's on brand, yo. And again, I hate when you give a punk ass nigga something to crow about. And the fact that he's got punk ass niggas talking. It's like, you did that, yo. Like, you gave them something else. You've been giving them shit for years, though. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, yo. The nigga I don't know. I think he should have never cut his braids.
Well, okay. Listen, there are certain things like, and just like with the whole Killer Mike thing and all that, other people might use, because like you said at the end of the article, they brought up the whole fighting for prison reform and all that other stuff. But here's something that I think we fail to look at sometimes. Sure, there are good people, and I'm using that just as a generalization because that's the whole nother rabbit hole we can go down. But sure, there are good people that fight for good causes, but you ever stop to think that maybe in this situation, he's not doing it because he's a good person. He's doing it because it personally affected him.
Yeah. That has absolutely crossed my mind. But I gotta say, because there are tiers to this, there are people that get in fucked up situations all the time, get out and don't do anything to help anybody in that same shit. So, but then too, this is another thing I always say, and I know this is not something that that the average person wants to really look at. So you got these guys out here that are doing these great things to help other people, even if they were inspired to do it by their own personal circumstance. They're going out there and they're doing that. And then they do something or say something fucked up. And then they quite rightfully get called out on the shit because your heroes have no power here, right?
Facts.
Some of the same people calling them out, they're not even doing anything good for the community at all.
That's a fact.
And they get to now point the finger at somebody that at least doing, because all of us have bad takes. All of us say shit, crazy shit that we shouldn't say sometimes, or maybe we look back on it.
I just don't report, man.
Right. But on top of that, the fact that everyone does it, a lot of these people don't do any of the positive shit. So now it's looking like you got kind of an advantage because you're an everyman. You're average rank and file citizen. Nobody knows the shit you do when you get online. These very public people can get exposed for some shit they do, and then people go at them. But But I always say you should go at them because nobody's above nothing. You can get got. But please remember to show some restraint because you ain't even doing the good shit he doing. Like you literally just doing the fucked up shit, saying it amongst your friends and shit, and then get to go online and castigate this guy, which he should be, but show some restraint and a little bit of humility.
Yeah,
because you ain't even doing the good shit he do. Like you ain't even doing that. So chill. Like that's why
I love nuance.
Nuance is important a lot of times. And here's the thing. I got a friend of mine, Ellen. Ellen is very, very active in the community.
Is she really as mean as people say she is?
Oh, Ellen mean. Don't play with Ellen. Don't. She's fun, but she's
so you're saying they should have canceled her show?
No, I'm not talking about that, Ellen. Your ass.
Oh.
Your ass. I'm talking about Ellen G from Baltimore, which is not her. That's I can't say stage name.
No,
stage public. Name. Yeah, she doesn't. Well, she does perform sometimes certain things. All right, yeah. So she's very active with the Stop the Violence movement, feeding people, like just creating opportunities for people to have fun as opposed to the other shit. Like she will literally, out of her money and the money of other people that want to be involved, just have random cookouts somewhere in the middle of the hood. Come get something to eat. Did you eat something today? You ain't eat nothing today? Come get something to eat. That sort of thing.
Right.
And even she would say that she's perfect or without blemish or without, she wouldn't even do that. And she's clearly doing shit. So while I love getting on motherfuckers, I do, especially when you deserve it, I always try to show some restraint depending on what it is, because there's too many of us out here that's getting away with that murder shit, getting on Twitter, going at these people like we paragons of virtue. And those guys might not be paragons, but they're at least doing that. Like, what the fuck?
All right, hold on. Let me
doing? You know
what I'm saying? Joe Everyman for a second.
Who, Joe Blow?
Yeah. This a simple defense. Maybe they're just as virtuous or even more virtuous than these people, but just don't have the access to it. Yeah.
Could be. Very possible. But I'm just going off the sheer numbers. Because once this thing goes viral, because what it does is it competes with my other premise that humans are trash. So I know you motherfuckers ain't doing all of that. All of y'all? No, I do know some. I know people personally that are cut from that cloth of community activism, cut from that cloth, and that's what they do. That's what they'll be when they pass. People that they'll be known for that, for real. For they for real, but they still not perfect. So I look at all these people getting on people that fucked up and did the wrong thing and said the wrong thing, right?
Yeah.
And they going extra hard, like they over there, like they fresh out of a Tibet monastery.
You stupid.
And I'll be looking the same way. It's the same shit I say about guys who want to talk that promiscuity with women. Nigga, you need to shut all the fucks up.
Facts.
You want to talk? You going to talk to women about being promiscuous? You, nigga, you. And you don't see the irony in that, right? You going to lecture a woman about having a lot of sexual partners. You.
Boosie just did that.
Yes, he did. This is the shit I'm saying. Like, yo, at some point, you got to think before you say some shit.
No,
like,
we have evidence. We have evidence that they don't. They absolutely don't have
right. At some point you should think before you say, because stop it, man. Like, really?
Yo, Boosie literally said because it was him and Vlad, and they were talking about Lori Harvey, and Boosie was like, we got to stop giving. At first he was like, it's not a prize. This ain't goals. If anything, the man should get credit for what? What are you? Because he was talking about the idea, talking about how she got so many bodies, whereas it's literally like 5 people that we know that she's been involved with, and none of whom we know that she's actually had sex with. And yeah,
you raggedy motherfucker. Listen. There ain't but too many dudes, especially when we are around a certain age. There ain't too many dudes where if the promiscuity train pulled into town, full of all the women that you're attracted to, and it was like, go to town, that you motherfuckers ain't gonna do it. So I need y'all to really seriously look at yourself when you're pointing the finger at women about y'all niggas sound dumb. So you wasn't out there you wasn't in them streets, you wasn't what? You wasn't one night what? You ain't.
It's just really interesting the energy.
That Palm is the dumbest. A grown man that wants other grown men to call him Boosie. Yo, stop, yo.
It's just really interesting the difference in energy between the Vlad interview and a Mike Tyson interview.
I said that. Please rewind the tape.
It's really interesting.
I said that at the time.
It's almost as if he's not keeping the same energy.
It's almost as if you know who to fuck with like that and who not when you being checked. Because here's the thing, y'all. But y'all need to understand that a lion is mean as shit until an elephant come through that motherfucker.
That's the fact.
That don't mean the lion won't rip your throat out. That means the lion knows who to fuck with.
He just knows better. Yeah.
He knows better. So I said that. I remember saying this at the time, and I got a little pushback from people on the thread once. No, because Boosie, nigga, I don't care what. That's Mike fucking Tyson.
In your face.
In your face.
You don't have a gun.
Yo, listen, if Mike swing on you, I don't care if it's Mike at 25 or Mike at 55. He's going to break all this shit up. All this shit's gone.
And that happened relatively close to the time that he just had his last exhibition fight.
Absolutely.
So he was in training.
And yo, he was loving it. He was loving it. You read them interviews with Mike Tyson. Read them interviews around the time when he was training. Like, I feel like this one, so he was in his bag. Mm-hmm. He was in his bag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think for a guy like him, that is as savage as Mike can be, he showed a lot of restraint in that fight. Yeah. So I'm just gonna say this: Boosie know who to pull that shit with. That's all. And I said it at the time. And like I said, this one chick was talking all this stuff about because Boosie. That's Mike Tyson in your face, and you without a weapon.
I don't care what Boosie has done with weapons or with the money that he gained.
Don't care.
Have weapons.
Don't care.
You don't got no weapons, and your money don't matter when you're standing in front of Mike Tyson.
Yeah, he and Boosie not as dumb as people think. He not.
No.
Yo, a predator knows. Listen, you not going to know. No, and he ain't have one man with him that wanted that smoke.
Nah, B.
Not one. Because no. There's certain niggas you ain't gonna swing on. There's certain niggas that Mike, plus Mike being all that self-improvement Mike done done for himself, don't push it.
Right.
Don't push it.
Because
don't push it.
This close. This close.
And I feel like you're always this close with Mike.
Yeah.
Because one thing about doing the self-improvement shit, and I'm taking from personal experience of you changing, not just this doesn't benefit me to be that guy. It just doesn't. It's wrong, right? It's always just under the surface because it's a constant struggle. It's not like I mastered it. No, you never master it.
Right.
So if somebody says something, he's human. People can slip. And you talk that slick shit to a guy like Mike Tyson in arm's reach.
I mean,
you might push a button.
He got a little bit verbally aggressive with Boosie.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah. It's always under the surface, yo. It's always this is always the reason. This is also a good argument for being polite, yo. For your sake, for your sake as well as the other person's, right? Because don't be jumping out the window super quick before you can definitely verify that this is a thing. So I need to get on this other in this other bag, because that other person, you don't know them like that. And if they were that other one before, trust me, it's still there. It's just under the surface. And you might say something, they have a lapse, maybe they had a bad day.
Right.
And then it's it. Like, once it's this, now you got to go through the whole process. You got to go through the whole process. You got to fight, try to fight that. You got to do all that.
No, you don't.
You
don't have to try to fight back. You're going.
Well, you might not be able to.
You might not be conscious.
That's true. Which is why my mom's told me something very controversial when I was growing up.
Hit them first.
Hit them first. If you feel like it's about to be that, and if you meet my mom's, Napalm will tell you, meet my mom, she's one of the nicest, sweetest one in the world. As a kid, though, she told me hit them first.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all going through that, y'all going through changes. If y'all going through changes right now, and I'm gonna trust your instinct that it's going to turn. Hit them, because they can hit you, and that's it. Right. They might get that off, and you don't get nothing off. But hit them first. That same sweet mama of mine, when I was getting jumped all the time in elementary, that same sweet mama gave me advice that you wouldn't expect, because she'd rather see me cool than them cool. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, I'm just saying, it's just under the surface. Yeah, it's just under the surface. This was a rather crazy episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
A rather crazy episode.
It's a whole thing.
You know what it reminds me? It reminds me of, like, this episode for some of these stories was almost like a callback to shit they done previously. Mm-hmm. And now y'all motherfuckers you doing this again? No, this is what you do now? Mm-hmm. Got you.
Like, bruh, what is wrong with people? Never mind. Oh, he froze again. That's funny. I wonder if he realized that he froze. He probably doesn't, because he's probably still talking. Yeah, he froze again.
I had my phone right here available. Waiting to grab. I think this is telling us it's time to wrap the show up, though.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think that's what it's telling us. So yeah, anyway. What you said?
Go ahead.
First of all, I kind of said something earlier about this when I posted. My internet has been acting trash. I even jumped in Comcast's ass earlier, and I will continue to do so. However, we apologize for that. You know, our content lately, the quality has been, you know what I'm saying? But we appreciate y'all taking the time out to listen and watch our show. For those of you that listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and the like, please go to the Black Culture Geeks with a Z YouTube channel and subscribe, because you're missing all of this thugnificence live. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So also, the ones of you that look, just saying. All of you that went live with us today and contributed to the show, we really appreciate you constantly coming every Saturday. We realize now what our place is. We realize that we are the replacement for Saturday morning funnies, cartoons. That's right. That's us. We'll take that. Yeah. But we appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? So, for my man SPJ, I am that delay his ass. I am Tombstone the Dead Man, and for the greater multi-world entertainment family, we are out.
Peace.